Bet365.com, Betfair, Betfred, Coral, Ladbrokes, Totepool, Unibet and William Hill bring you Racing Post Greyhound TV.
Big roar from the crowd. And the lids are up. Ballymac Matt has popped out nicely towards the turn. 6 around the outside. Hot Pipe, but Ballymac Matt always checks in behind. Forced to check 6. Hot Pipe goes on. Big outsider. Ballymac Matt trying to close. Back in third. Fair Taxi staying on. Down towards the third turn. Hot Pipe leads by 2 lengths. 5. Fair Taxi's coming with a good looking run. 1 back in third. Ballymac Matt off the final turn. It's 6. Hot Pipe digging deep. Here comes Fair Taxis up towards the line. Fair Taxis and Hot Pipe comes back. Hot Pipe has landed it. Would you believe it? Outsider of the whole party. Hot Pipe, trap 6 has come back. What a race.
I'm going to catch you.
Brilliant.
I'm actually going to catch you.
Go on then. There's a smackaroo. Scotchy, why won't you call? He just will not call. Welcome to the Rpgtv Greyhound Derby at Shawfield 2017. Have we got the 2016 Greyhound of the Year? Check. Have we got a dog from one of the hottest litters around, trained by the great Charlie Lister? Check. Have we got a dog they turned down 42,000 euros for? Check. Have we got a dog trained by Pat the Hoff Rosney? Have we got the trainer, the Irish trainer who trained Cabra Cox to victory? And have we got a Kevin Boone youngster who continually defies the odds? We have. We've also got a lovely, lovely crowd here. Hello, lovely crowd. They'll be enjoying the action later. But what more could you ask for? Welcome to Shawfield!
And welcome to Rpgtv. The big race, of course, coming up at 9:15, £20,000 sponsored by the show. And I tell you what, we're really looking forward to the action. 2 other finals, action from Crayford. And I'm joined in the studio, just like last year, Tony, for the final. Great final tonight, it should be, Tony.
Cracking final, and it just showed last year nothing set in stone. Hot Pipe landing the spoils for the local brigade, but it's a cracking final, and the slightest errors will be costly.
Jason hasn't even had a drink yet, and you can see what he's up to.
I was waiting for JK with the bench at the other end, dun, dun, like the dancing, but maybe a bit later.
OK then, let's have a look what we've got in store for you. Really looking forward to this. Shawfield, 7:25, 10:35, 13 races, and there is 1 non-runner to report. In the final race, 10:35, in the handicap, trap 6, it doesn't matter, doesn't run, and the replacement is coloured pink off scratch. Will go alongside trap 1. Remember the scratch dogs, Shawfield, in trap 1. Then we also move on to Crayford, 7:31, 10:26, a 12 race card. 1 change to your card there. Farron Major goes in trap 5, 9:24. Farron Major goes in trap 5 as a replacement there. How'd you get in touch? Loads of opinions I'm sure you're going to give us tonight. Email rpgtv@racingpost.com, Twitter rpgrounds, Facebook as well, and the trap challenge. How'd you get in touch with us is there. Now, how'd you get an interest in every race? Very short trap 1, 9 to 4. I think we've got a few trap 1s ourselves, but there's more value there as well. Tony, just 1 market mover.
Yeah, Ian, just a solitary market mover, and that comes in the 8:26 at Shawfield. Trap 1, Gina's Lad, 9 to 4 from an early 3 to 1 with Betfred, 5 to 2 from 7 to 2 with Hills, and the same 5 to 2 from 7 to 2 with Unibet. Tonight's place pots come from Shawfield and Crayford. Shawfield is the first port of call, where 7:54 got trap 1. Leg 2, trap 5, leg 3, trap 2, leg 4, we've got traps 1 and 2, leg 5, trap 6, and leg 6, hopefully, Droopy's Buick or the Rotors, woohoo, can carry it home. Crayford play spot, the 8:02 p.m. is leg 1, gone for trap 1, leg 2, 1 and 6, leg 3, trap 1, leg 4, traps 1 and 3, leg 5, trap 3, and leg 6, trap 6.
OK then, now that's the interest in every race. We need the best bets of the night, lay of the day, etc. Tony. and a few track ones, I think we've got.
Scottish Derby's the big race of the night, and that's where I've played my biggest betty, and Droopy's Buick. I mean, I was hoping that the draw might just see a bit of an overreaction. I mean, 7-4 was the best price in the village this morning. I think that's a backable price. The way the dog traps and runs them first 2 bends at Shorefield, I think that's going to prove decisive. He's going to need to lead to win the race anyway, so whatever position he's in, he's going to have to look lively at the start, and I just think that he can pass this test. Next best, Murray's Act. Yet to really convince at Shorefield, but this is a major drop in class for the juvenile winner, and I think he can power home up that home straight. Later today we go to Crayford, the 8:18, Boost and Boom. Looks a marathon where the first circuit's going to be vital, and I'm not sure Boost and Boom, who will want to be looking to lead, will get his own way, and I think the race might be set up for the strong running 6 dog. Flying 4, Jamira Larry in the 8:26 at Shorefield, Holden Bernardo in the 8:42, Murray's Act 8:58, and Droopy's Buick in the Scottish Derby final. I think the lads might be seeing red tonight. That was trap 1 for me in the trap challenge.
Trap 1's got a good record on the show, and I think could be trap 1 again. But let's give you my best bets. Going to go with New In Champ, stepping up in trip. Got a nice draw on the fence. Went across to the fence last week. Interesting in stepping up in trip. Hellcrow Bound, a very tricky race, 8:42, but a decent price. Won this race last year, the final. Malay of the Day is Cool Vinny. Trap 2 in the second race at Crayford. I think 1 on the inside can hold to the bend. Trap Challenge, Trap 1. Flying 4, Gina's Lad, Hellcrow Bound, Murray's Act, and Droopy's Buick, I think, can ping out a make-all in the final. Now let's have a look at the Scottish Derby then. Let's have a look at the lineup. It is a fantastic lineup, Tony. Coolavani Mason, you can see, 6-1. Knockhard Spring, 50-1. 50-1, Azuri Genesis even. Good news in 4, 8-1. Droopy's Buick, 7-4, Tony, and I think the favourites have flip-flopped. Toropes' Woo-Woo, 6-4 now. Can you see the money come because of the draw?
Yeah, I mean, it could be an interesting market. Who goes off favourite at the track? I think Dorota's Woohoo might just go off favourite on course, Ian, but it's a cracking final.
OK, let's have a look at Azuri Genesis. Got it there. First, Trap 1. Second in Trap 2 is Knockhard Spring. Now, Azuri Genesis, Tony, tonight is in 3. Knockhard Spring in 2 as last week.
Good job it's not Azuri, it's the studio, isn't it?
Yeah, Ian? You're right.
Azuri Genesis, yeah, this was a good performance from the 2016 Rpgtv Puppy Derby winner at Henlow. I mean, he's got early pace. He's got nice early pace. Does favour a middle course, but he's going to really need to look lively at the start, and a career best is probably required. But Kevin Boone's Knockhard Springs ran on well to finish second, but again both of these need to step up on what we've seen to date.
OK, there you are then. Azuri Genesis, you can see 50-1 shot. Now we're going to have a look at Dorota's Woohoo. Charlie Lister has won it 6 times, Tony. He's won the English Derby 7, 6 Scottish Derbies, and Dorota's Woohoo was a winner in Trap 5. This time beating Good News in Trap 1, who moves out to Trap 4. But you'd have to say that Charlie's dog has got a good draw on the outside.
Charlie first won this event in 1997 with a dog called Sun Pitcher, and who's to say that this fella won't be just as good the start that he's made to his career. Runner-up in the Monmore Puppy Derby final. Very eye-catching in defeating the first round behind Droopy's Buick, and shown that he's a dog coming of age by giving Good News, who's no mug, a start and a beating, and he's got a great make-up out wide, and he's certainly going to give a good account from that make-up, Ian.
OK. Now we'll have a look at Droopy's Buick, Angela Harrison, of course, in Trap 5. Now he's wider than we think, Tony, but he's all about making the bend. Droopy's Buick was a winner in Trap 2, beating Coolavani Mason in 3, Coolavani Mason in 1 tonight, and with Knockhard Spring on the outside, Coolavani Mason could turn in a posse.
I mean, he was flawless in heat and semi last year, Ian, and fluffed the lines in the final. Connections hope that he doesn't follow a similar suit. I mean, the way he just traps and runs them first 2 bends at Shorefield, I feel that if he can come away on terms, nip round them first 2 bends in front, I think once in front, he's a very, very tough dog to pass, and he sets track records. So if he's in front, you're going to have to probably break the track record to beat him.
There you are, Droopy's Buick, been faultless so far. He's available at 7-4. The 28.95, there's his track record. There you are. Now we're going to have a look at some stats for you, and really interesting stats we've got this time, Tony. This graphic shows us. Now we've got the career record, 7 from 20 Coolavani Mason, at Shorefield 1 from 2, And out of the trap, 2 from 3. Knockhard Spring, a career, 4 from 7 wins, 1 from 2 again at Shorefield, 50%. And again, 50%, 1 from 2 out of the trap. Jury Genesis, 5 from 10 in the career, 1 from 2 at Shorefield, 2 from 3 the trap. Good news, 6 from 14, yet to score at Shorefield in 2 attempts, 1 from 3 out of trap 4. Droopy's Buick, 28 wins out of 43. He's 4 from 5 at Shorefield, Tony, as you touched on, just missed it in the final. 1 from 2 in the trap. Dorota's Woohoo, 7 from 12, 2 from 3 at Shorefield. And in the trap, 5 from 6. I like those stats, Tony. It tells you where the dog's going to benefit being in the trap. Also, the career record and the career at Shorefield, which is interesting. That 4 out of 5 Droopy's Buick, 2 out of 3 the 6 dog.
Stats are always good, Ian, but it's all on the day, it's all on the night, and you know stats are be like some people take them very seriously. Yeah. It's all on the night, and tonight's final is going to be all on the break. So the stats really would probably be more about who's the most consistent trapper, because that's probably going to be the key to the outcome.
You think Buick can get across?
I certainly do.
In his best fashion.
Well, he loves Shorefield. I mean, his form tells you that he loves Shorefield, but he's the way he chucks himself around them first 2 bends, he takes lengths out of dogs in doing so, and if he traps level, manages to get round them first 2 bends in front, you're going to have to break the track record to beat him, Ian, and it's never easy to do.
Now, what about the forecast, Tony? You're saying Buick will win. Is it too obvious 6? Or what about Coulivan Mason?
6 is going to be impossible to knock out the frame with me in a clean run race, because he's going to be set for a solo. But yeah, he could well go a favourite at the track 6.
OK, now we can go back to Jason up at Shorefield with the trainers.
I'm here at the official photo shoot prior to the Racing Post Greyhound Scottish Derby 2017, and we've got all the trainers who have kindly joined us because they've got other things on their plate, obviously, in trap order. We're going to rush through them quickly. Coulivan Mason, first of all, Pat Buckley. Pat, you know what it's like to win this competition. Happy with the draw?
Yeah, I couldn't be happier with the draw. You know, if he gets out, you know, he's got a brilliant chance. He loves defence, and he couldn't be drawn better.
I hate to say it, but you also know what it's like to go very close and not win it, but hopefully better luck tonight.
Yeah, listen, the best dog winning tonight, that's what racing is all about.
He's certainly impressed, and lots of people, thanks, and best of luck to you. And now we come to Kevin Boone, Knockhard Spring. Now, Knockhard Spring, you do like the draw, you said so in the Racing Post.
Yeah, I like him, and I don't think they've seen the best in him yet, but you got to look who's all the way down this line. It's my first derby, but there's some great trainers here, but it's great to be in a derby final for the first time, and yeah, I come here to win the race.
Insulting price given by the bookies?
Dog don't know that, do it. Makes my pocket bigger if it wins.
The bookies don't know anything, Kevin, that's for sure. Here's a man who knows a thing or two. Now, of course, Pat, Rossley, you know how to win this race. You won it with the Hoff.
That's right, Jason, yeah, great memories, yeah.
What do you make of the draw today? Early pace?
Yeah, we're happy. If I could put him in a box, that'd be the one it'd be in, but we've got a lot of early insiders with Kevin's. More of a staying type in 1, although I think that's got a cracking draw. We need a pinger and possibly a bit of crowd in behind, but it's fantastic to be here. Delighted for Andy, who owns him. This is his biggest race of the year, and many thanks to the Rpgtv for the kind sponsorship and the increased sponsorship as well.
Brilliant, thanks very much. But I tell you what, you wait ages, don't you, for 2 Pats, and then 3 come along all along at once. Pat Guilford, you gave up training for a little while, become a teacher, and you're back now.
Yeah, we took a 12 months break there last year from it, had a great break, really enjoyed it, and hadn't planned on coming back so soon, but I suppose this dog came into the kennel when he did, and I couldn't resist, you know. So we run a much smaller kennel these days, much more enjoyable. It's less oppressive almost of all the big numbers and all the travelling around. But yeah, we're enjoying it much more now. It's a small kennel. It's just a hobby now. You're
no stranger to winning big races. You've won plenty over in Ireland, obviously, particularly. How do you rate him?
We've been very lucky. We've had some really good dogs down through the years and won 4 classics at home. And but I rate him up there with the best of them all, if not the best, I think, you know. But he's very much unpolished diamond yet. I don't think we'll see the best of him until the year goes on, you know. So delighted to be here.
Thanks very much, Pat. Well, one diamond who's very much polished, of course, the reigning greyhound of the year. Droopy's Buick was in the final last year, broken 2 track records so far this. I hate to say it, orange is the new black.
Yeah, he got 4 last year. He's getting even worse this time, 5, but take what you get.
if any dog is classy enough to overcome that, he can. And as you pointed out in the racing post, has won from 5 in the past.
Yeah, he won at Doncaster out the 5 and he broke quite well at Nottingham out the 5. Got a bit of trouble but broke okay.
And so we wish you the very best of luck. The reigning Kennel Hound of the Year, lest we forget as well. Now Ian joins us for Charlie. Charlie, of course, won this 6 times in the past. Dorota's Woohoo, first race, other than being a pup. A lot of people think, though, has got the absolute plum draw tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good draw, you know. I mean, he's the only wide runner, so, you know, you would hope he'd get a clear run, like, but say sometimes it doesn't always happen. But you know, the dog's in terrific form. You know, he's excelled up here. You know, I mean, to be a pup and get to the Scottish Derby final, the way he's running, it's unbelievable. Like, you know, I'm very pleased with him, and you know, just a bit of luck tonight, and hopefully he'll make it number 7.
What from the Wonder Litter? Can he trap a little bit better?
Yeah, he's trapping a lot better now. You know, he's getting his act together now, like, and he's a really serious dog. Like, you know what I mean? If he hits that back straight from the length of anything, I think he can pull him out. Like, you know what I mean? But he's here, so that's the main thing. So we just need that bit of luck tonight.
Brilliant. Thanks very much to Ian. Thanks to everybody as well. And this is the trophy that they are all looking to win. It is the Rpgtv Scottish Derby Trophy 2017. And now I shall hand over to Steve Nash for the official photographs. And I'm in the middle, apparently.
You don't have to sit down.
Don't I?
Come round, can you come a little bit closer? Come in a little bit.
Someone fill this with something.
There you are, Jason up to it again. I'll tell you what though, Tony, looking forward to the final. You saying off here, it's a bit like EastEnders, isn't it? Pat.
Yeah,
Frank
you just
Butcher.
needed Frank Butcher walking in. All right, Pat, where's Pat?
Yeah.
With that spinny bow tie, that would have been good, wouldn't it?
But Tony, you heard there, Angela Harrison said, not worried about 5 because he's 1 out of 5, as we showed on the stat, Droopy's Buick at Doncaster.
When you've got a dog as fast as Droopy's Buick, all trap draws are irrelevant, really. I mean, if he comes away running, he posts fast times, and that's what he's all about. He didn't come away running last year. Like, he was very impressive in heat and final, and missed the break on the big occasion. So he cannot afford. Their connections are open. History doesn't repeat tonight.
But it was like bullet break, wasn't it? We showed in the semi.
Yeah, he's just a joy to watch in full flight. I mean, he proved he isn't just a one-trick pony when coming from behind to win the Eclipse last year at Nottingham. He won back-to-back events. And, it's a great final, but last year proved that nothing's ever set in stone in this game.
So, Tony, if Droopy's Buick breaks, gets round the turn, leading Dorota's Woohoo by, let's say, length and a half, you don't think...
No, I think he'll keep pulling. Like, as good as Dorota's Woohoo is and did run against Buick in the first round, I just think Buick in front is going to be very, very difficult. Take a monster effort from one of the others to back run him.
OK, won't be long before we get a look at Shawfield. Nice weather up there, you saw as well, and Jason doing a grand job with the trainers there, and good to see Steve Nash as well. Have you got an email or two, Tony?
Yeah, I had an email from Floranti. Hi guys, I don't know if this is an omen for tonight's Derby final, but as Yuri Genes's litter sister, Swift Robin, won her first race today at her 23rd attempt. Wow. That was our celebration today. We wish all the runners the best of luck tonight, so could be an omen there. Also had an email from James Brody's been on. Hi lads, my view is that Dorota's Woohoo would be the 6-4 he currently is, even if Buick was drawn in red. Therefore, he's as still as drawn, and given the fact he's still improving, I reckon now hammer him in at the track. And that's a true enough statement. If Buick would have been drawn 1, I think Buick would have probably been sent off 4-6. You would have probably got about 15 to 8, 2 to 1 Dorota's Woohoo. The others would have been a lot bigger, but. Yeah, no, I can see that the thing with 6 is going to be very difficult to leave out the frame. If you had to say a gun to your head, who's going to make the frame, you'd have to put 6. 5 looks the winner as a winner of the race, but if you had to like a place pot, you'd put 6 in over anything else, really.
OK, tell us all your views, give us your opinions. We've had some already. Even money favourite for the first top grade action at Shawfield, Ballyby Brainy in Trap 2. Tony, what did you make of this opener? Good thing too?
Yeah, I mean, Ballymac Bryony won first time out, come out of the sales at Court 29.01, clearly found chunks off of qualifying trials, and I mean, a similar effort will probably see him follow up. But I'm just going to take a chance with a bit of value in on a Diamond who hasn't really been well treated by the grader. Yet to win from 7 starts and stepping up to A1 company. Trackcraft's let her down in recent outings. I mean, and she hit the rails for no reason in a handicap last time, but she's shown signs of pace in defeat. She might struggle to match these early, but I just thought in a trappy opener, if 2's run was a flash in the pan, 2's got to prove that wasn't just a flash in the pan. I mean, found chunks on qualifying trials. So I'll take a chance with On a Diamond in the opener, Ian.
OK, I'm going to go with the favourite, Bailey B. Bryony. Oh, look at the lovely conditions there. Sun's out and be a big crowd there tonight, Tony, and Jason will be amongst them, I'm sure. He's already up to his antics. Even money, trap 2, then down the card 6 evens, and there's your Betfair prices. Bit bigger on the exchanges for trap 2, who's actually upgraded after that win into an A1.
The Smurfs have been on, Wayne, Niall, Ian and Popo. Hi guys, Coolavani Mason is our nap. We backed him anti-post. I feel 4, 5 and 6 might tangle up and off he goes. Oi, oi. So again, he has got a great draw as Pat Buckley touched on. And Pat won this event in 2009 with Cabra Call. And yeah, no, he has got a good draw and he's certainly fast enough. He kept Droopy's Buick on this for 3 bends, eventually giving way by a couple of lengths in that semi-final. So if 5 misses it, 6 doesn't counter the early moves. One could easily take advantage of that good draw.
OK, even money then, get your bets ready for the opener here. And of course, 3 finals we've got from Shorefield, sponsored by our show Rpgtv.
And we've had a new viewer emailing. David Freeman says the Scottish Derby at 9:15 will be the Rotors Woohoo as the winner, with Trap 1 being second. He's told me to say that he loves this show and banter. His first ever prediction. Have a great show. Well, good luck there, David Freeman. It's a good race that you've picked to give your first selection.
Certainly
Not
is.
only a selection, a forecast.
A forecast as well. Here we are then, even money about Trap 2. 5-2 second favourite is Trap 6, Tony. Ice Road Highway, a winner of just 2 starts so far, a winner of 1 race. What do you make of 6?
He won a Derby trial stake in April. Got winning form at Harold's Cross, Limerick and Waterford. That 18-10-20 fast sprint suggests that this dog's got a bit of pace about him and he's got to be some sort of runner. As I say, 2's very impressive on debut and a repeat performance would probably see him follow up. But as I say, I just thought I'd take a chance on 1. Clearly going to need a little bit of help, probably be tapped for a bit of early, but she's got something about her, this bitch, and she might well have the last laugh on the grader, who's certainly given her a bit to do.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, but her style of running, going from A2 to A1, shouldn't really be too much of a problem, should it?
Well, she needs to. I mean, 29.96 personal best to date. I mean, looking at 29.29 on 40 fast. Gonna have to get a little bit lively earlier. But look, it's the opening race. Hopefully, it's a level playing field. But the money's certainly come for Trap 2. I think it was available at 2-1 this morning with 1 or 2 of the sponsors. So 4-5. The punters are trying to get some early ammunition in.
Certainly are. Trap 6 drifts out to 3-1. It's 4-1 about Trap 4, and then we have 6-1 about 1, 3 and 5 the odd traps. Other puppy in the race is Trap 5, Watermill Kim, and this one 2 wins from 8 starts, June 15. The runners are going to the trap shortly. Top grade action we start with, the big one at 9:15. Prior to that, we've got those other finals, Tony.
Yeah, the other final, and there's some good open racing. I mean, we'll try and keep you informed with some of the toaster results tonight. There's more cracking Derby trial stakes. I mean, some of these are as good as Derby semi-finals on what we've been seeing. It's really building up to be a quality Derby.
And Droopy's Live went quickest in the trials tonight at Toaster, 29.23.
Good trial, a very good trial, and I think he impressed this morning. Paul Young's bubbly Bluebird.
15.23.
Yeah, 15.20. I mean, that was standout as well. I mean, I don't know. I think a few of them, they might have been local graders, but he came away running. I mean, Spubbly Express stumbled out the boxes. 15.23 suggests that he's A1. and he'll be looking to go into the Derby with plenty of momentum. Lenson Rocky, obviously last year's Derby finalist, he clocked the fastest over the 500, 29.51. And Witch's Bell, who was third in the Kirby Memorial, won the Oaks, moved well enough in 29.57. TJ's Apache beat Kennelmate Bubbly Torpedo by 4.5 lengths in 29.58. He's that type of dog, though, in a trial. He's got all the pace in the world. He's not as a he's Bubbly Bluebird's little brother, obviously. But they was the standout in the trial sessions. But you'll see plenty of more quick times, and Tuesday's even blinding trial stakes on Tuesday. So get your pointers.
Building up nicely, Tony, isn't it? Of course, and you can see the Derby on Rpgtv, and that preliminary round as well will be on Rpgtv if needed. Here we are, Tony. You're kicking us off. Favourite in 2.
Yeah, well, they say I'm odd, so I might as well start being odd. So, yeah, the starter's waved that flag. He's happy with what he sees. A1 kicks us off. Trap 2, Bally B, Bryony is your 4 to 5 favourite. And away they go, and Bally B Bryony does come away running like on debut. Looks like it's going to lead round the first bend. 6 is pacing up out wide, but 2 by being on the inside is a length and a half clear from Ice Road Highway with 4, 3, 1 and 5. But Bally B Bryony a length clear from Ice Road Highway, who's looking to challenge out wide. Barash Laura also looking to get involved, but 2 off that fast start, still defending that lead. 6 is a persistent challenger though, as they straighten up home. 2 does move wide, but got a length and a half advantage. Now pulling clear. 2 trapped a line by about 2 or 3 lengths from Barash Laura in second, Ian.
Yeah, and 6, I think, holding on for third, Tony. And I'll tell you what, favourite wins the first, and 1-0 to the punters, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, was available around 2 to 1 with 1 or 2 of the sponsors this morning. Evens on course, and
some good early pace here, though.
Yeah, I mean, was flanked by, was always going to beat 1 to the punch, but the challengers was persistent throughout, Ian. And what impressed me with this dog, although he's run off wide up the home straight, up the last bend, there was still plenty of fuel in the tank. He's ended up pulling a little bit further clear than what he was in front down the far side.
Because 6 must have got to within about 3/4 of a length to him, Tony, and like you say, he's pretty game for an unexposed dog.
I mean, 6 and 4 are hot on his heels, but he's probably one of those dogs, he can hear them in behind and thinks, right, I'll kick again. I was a little bit concerned here because a dog that's coming to the end of their run would normally drift off, but straightening up for home, he still had more in the tank, and if anything, he's put another length ahead of him. So good performance.
Very impressive. 2 beating 4 and 6, and punters 1-0 they lead with the bookies. So far, Crayford, we kick off with an A8 where it's 5 to 2 joints in 2 and 6, Tony. What did you fancy here?
I went for trap 1. This was no disrespect. We've just seen an A1 there at Shorefield, and now we're in a basement A8 contest here. Jack's Cold Sophia is limited, but 4 victories have been in trap 1 and in basement A8 grade. I'm just hoping that Mark Bitch can lead the inside. 2 might just give her plenty of room to manoeuvre around them first couple of bends. But to be truthful, yeah, it's a race where anything can happen. But I'm hoping 1 can just nip round that first bend in front and defend the lead like we saw the first winner at Shorefield.
Yeah, it looks likely to lead trap 2. 2 unexposed though this bitch. She's only had a couple of runs. The Gemma Davidson, admittedly beaten a long way on debut, but they'd only beaten 3 lengths last time. And I'm just hoping Stouffer's Mel can try and just break a bit better. 1 hasn't been in the best of form lately, beaten a long way as well. I'll take a chance that 2 can get there. But you're with 1, I'm with trap 2.
Yeah, I mean, 6 is returning. 6 is having her first competitive start since January. So Connection, since she took that nasty tumble, they've had a couple of problems. It wasn't even a tumble, sorry, she checked, she obviously come off lame. They've obviously had their issues with her, but she's hardly pitched in the deep end on reappearance. A little bit of money's come for her on course. She looks solid enough on the exchanges as well, Ian. I mean, no disrespect to the rivals, but it's not a race that's going to take a lot of winning. 1's exposed. I know she's only had 23 races, but she doesn't seem the type of bitch who's going to be working her way up to A4, A5 company. I think what you see is what you get with her. I'm just hoping that 2 gives her a bit of racing room. She can trap on terms and make all. But yeah,
Tough race, yeah. 9 to 4 favourite in Trap 6. Stoker's Mill in 2 is next in at 5 to 2. We've got a tweet here from Paul, 53170124. Says, on you go, the Buick, how far? There you are. Thinks Buick's the one.
I hope so. As I say,
you've napped.
Yeah, look, if he would have been drawn red, he would have been odds on to win the final. 6 would have only been a 2 to 1 shot, and then you would have got bigger prices the remainder. But we know he's capable of overcoming difficult draws. He's the fastest 4-bend dog in England. He was crowned Grand in a year last year. Probably be a few saying that he isn't, but
you said as well you like the way he runs the first couple of bends.
He's like a Rolls Royce around them first couple of bends. I mean, the first round when he beat the Rotors Woohoo, without that smooth bend running, that was the race when he moved, because he took a length and a half out of the Rotors dog off the second bend, and that proved to be decisive in the end. But he's one of those dogs, when in front, all you see is very fast time. So if you're in pursuit, you're going to have to do the clock to beat him.
More money for Trap 6. Drumgower missed. Aaron Green's runner into 2 to 1 from 5 to 2. The gamble on 6, 5 to 2 second favourite in 2. Tony fancies Jack's Cold Sophia in 1. I'm with Stoker's Mill. Good luck with your bets in the opener here. A8 we start with at Crayford. Got some decent races coming up at Crayford, and of course the big ones sponsored by the show. Rpgtv up at Shorefield. Some real cracking action to come. They're all in for the first at Crayford, and I presume it's going to be Rockin' Robin. Yes, with the call. A very good evening to Robin. The flag is waved for the open.
Head up on your traps, so race 1, get rid of Chio selections. Here are the traps. And away we go. 1 boy well from 6 out wide, 3, 2, 4 and 5. On the run to the first bend, 6 just about gets round in front. They're scrimmaging at the back of the field. But it's John Brown Miss has got clear though, with Jack's Gold Sophia towards the inside. Followed by Ernie's making progress in midfield. Stoppers Mel, 4 in behind it and 5. They're round the penultimate turns and head round to the final bend. 6 to 1 to catch though, but Stoppers Mel is closing the inside. 4 in behind that, 2's taken over. 2 wins the opener, close for places.
Well, if you're on Trap 2 in the Trap Challenge, got 2 Trap 2 so far, Tony. I'll tell you what, a strange action we must say about Trap 2, but we must say has shown tremendous pace tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 1's led the inside, 6 has controlled the wide. 1's fate was sealed, 1's headed. I mean, she needs to be off the front. But look at 2, as you say, he's got that high head carriage. He's got murdered around the first couple of bends. 6 has found itself 5 or 6 lengths clear, probably 8 in front of 2.
Yeah.
But I think 2 certainly we'll see up the running, but definitely was travelling different speed. I mean, but got that, not rocking horse, I don't like to call it rocking horse, but very high head carriage. But you just see travelling 2 for 1, just as a little bit of a, I'm quicker than you, look, just as a little bit of a conversation.
Fine.
Little less conversation, bit more action maybe, Ian.
Very good. See what you've done there. A win for 2. It's 2, 4 and 6. OK, that's what happened at Crayford. But we're back to Shorefield. Let's see what Jason's up to.
I'm very pleased to say I'm here with one of the most popular trainers in the game. He really is, and one of the most talented as well, Kevin Boot. Kevin, we'll rush on with your runners because I know you've got to get them ready. In the Stayer, Spa Road Piper actually ran at this meeting last year.
Yeah, we ran him here last year when he was young, and we've just brought him up tonight because he started to run back into a bit of form. I thought he ran well at Hove on Wednesday night, and I know it's a short time from Wednesday, but he does have a little spell where short runs, a couple of runs in a week, and he goes well normally. So yeah, I'm hoping he go well tonight.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate in the Regency to be knocked out of that. We'll move on though. 8:26, the invitation. The wonderful Shane Boy Freddie, Derby semi-finalist, 3 steps, William Hill class. Goes on and on. Brilliant dog.
Yeah, he's a brilliant dog, and he's still got a fair bit of racing left in him. And yeah, we're hopeful tonight. But he's got trap 4 again. He loves the rails. I'd have loved him in 1 or 2 tonight. But if he can ping out and get to the bend, well then that's game on with Freddie. I mean, he's a great character to take racing. So win or lose, he's worth having in the van any day of the week.
Moving on to the 8:58, we've got the Racing Post 500 there. Murray's at Racing Post Juvenile Champion.
Yeah, he's done us proud, to be fair, and we've run him at Shorefield in the last couple of weeks. But to be fair to him, he's been a little bit took for pace coming out of the traps, and some of the quality of dogs here is fantastic. Yeah, he's done well, and I think his future lays over 6 bends. And but we're not going to step him up until after the Derby, so we'll give the Derby at Toaster a go. He might take the Toaster, he might not, but we're going there to have a go at the Derby with him, and that's where we're going.
Well, I've got some bad news for you. Next to Murray's out over it and should win Banker.
Yeah, Knockyard Springs, I love the dog. He's only had 6 runs. He's been with me about 3 months now, and great people in Ireland, Ken Mulhoo and Ross Miles sort of found the dog for me, and yeah, he at Sittingbourne, what a terrific break. 7 lengths before anyone else thought about racing, and then Sheffield, he went up there and done a 25.71. He's going to be a good dog. He is young, but the quality of the field tonight he's racing against, if he win, well then I'll be over the moon. But to be fair, he's got a hard task tonight, but I'm just hoping for a fantastic run.
Well, he has got the draw. You said in the Racing Post you like the draw.
Yeah, I like the draw in 2. Last week he was a bit unfortunate because Pat's dog come out right and Charlie's dog went in left and he squashed him up. His back pace last week, I was so impressed. And he hung on from the dog in 4, who was unfortunate a bit on the first 2 bends. But that's racing, and he stayed on and got into this final by a neck.
Well, inside is Yuri Genesis now. Coulivan and Mason can miss a beat at the trap, so if we can get out in front, get that route.
Yeah, but the good thing about tonight is Cool Animation will run straight, so will Pat's dog run straight, or it will definitely just go to the right. So, yeah, you've got to be out in front. It's a big race, and for him to win it, I know he's 40-1, but I'd love him to go around the first bend and then give everybody a race. And if he gets beat, he gets beat. But we have come here to win the race. I always say that because it's pointless saying we ain't come for a ride with a good dog.
And people have got to stop saying about you, has dog will travel, puts in the hours, puts in the work. He's a top trainer. Another top trainer we know, or assistant trainer, is of course Rab McNair. And you've got a message for Rab.
Yeah, Rab, on the way up, Tony Collett rung me just to say you'd had a little memory loss. So everybody here in Scotland wish you well and hope you get better, Rab. And just remember to enter them dogs at wherever you go next week. Get Liz to give you a hand, Rab, but I hope you get better. All the best.
You'll need like that. All the best, Kevin.
Thanks.
Great stuff from Kevin Boone, and mentioning Rab there. But Kevin Boone, he's got a few chances, hasn't he? And his dogs always seem to get into good races, Tony.
Yeah, really nice fella, Kevin. He puts the miles in, and he's got some decent dogs in his kennel, and particularly Sparrow Piper, who I thought this dog really emerged as a decent sort when he beat Fizzy Pop Buddy at 33-1 at Wimbledon in the end.
OK, we're going to have a look at Mankoya Tim, 29th of April last week, finishing 3rd in Trap 2 behind Mayglass Razzle. In the same race, Newin Champ was 5th. In Trap 4, but you notice Newin Champ, Tony, I've actually gone that. He wants red, and he's got red tonight, stepping up in trip, but Mankoya Tim staying on well.
Yeah, Newin Champ, I mean, won the Puppy Derby final event last year,
yeah.
Beat Slippy Perry. Did want the rails there, but I mean, look at the Mankoya Kim. Got no run early, but does do some late work, and it's interesting to see how they go to the pickup. You just see 2 there really coming into shot now. They do get a bit crowded up the home straight, but as we run it on, I think you'll just see that 2 certainly does hit the front at the drop, 2 or 3 lengths clear, in fact. So Mankoya Kim gives the impression that the step up in trip might suit. I'm going to be with Sparrow Piper. Obviously, lacks a look round, but
class, isn't it?
Well, he's Kent St Ledger runner-up, TV Trophy finalist, semi-finalist of the Yorkshire Ledger Grand Prix, and it was back in May 2016 when he beat Fizzy Pop Buddy at 33-1. Everyone was like, "Oh, that was a flash in the pan," and he proved that it wasn't. Now, this does represent a drop in class. Now, whether he's one of them dogs that runs better when he's in real good company remains to be seen. But I just think that this is a drop in class. 5's obviously the interesting runner on what we've just seen in the VT there, and there's been a little bit of money for 5.
Interesting stepping up and trip. It's when a dog goes over the trip, Tony, first time, I'm a sort of sucker for him, and Newin Champ, I thought, stayed on well enough as well. But we'll see. Sometimes you don't get the price that you get tonight, 5-2 Newin Champ. If he was to perform well next time over the trip, you're taking a chance. I mean, I'm taking a chance that he's got a good draw. I thought in red. You've got dogs stepping up in trip as well. Sparrow Piper is class, and The tweet of Paul 531700124. He's come back on and he says Spa Road Piper is the one he fancies here.
The 3 prep trials for your Newing champ. I mean, he beat Azuri Genesis 3 times, 5.5, a length and a half, a length and a half, but he just didn't really click under race conditions. But he beat Slippy Perry in the puppy final last year. Ran over 6.86 twice at Shelbourne Park and was 1 from 2. So he has got proven stamina. It's an interesting little stayers contest.
OK, the trip, 670 metres. The flag is waved. Favourite Spa Road Piper for Kevin Boone. Bunny on its way. Here comes a bunny. We dash away from the boxes and braking smartly is 2. Also 5 showing tremendous early pace here. Mankoya Tim has gone on from 2, 3, 4, 6 and 1 Newing champ is out the back. As they cross the line with a circuit to go, 5 moving across towards the rails. Mankoya Tim at the head of affairs from 2, 3 and then 4, 1 and 6 are down the far side for the final time, and it's 5 striding away. Mankoya Kim out in front here, leading by a length and a half from 2, and then 4. 1's making late progress. Round the outside, it's 5 Mankoya Kim from 2 in second. Cloda Princess 4. Newing champ back in 4th off the final turn, and 5's being joined by Cloda Princess. It's 5 with 4 on the inside up towards the line. 2 digging deep. 2 just got there, I fancy. From 4 and 1, it's close in behind. But Cloda Princess, Mankoya Kim, every chance you'd have to say, Tony, are making late headway. Newing champ hasn't got there, but there's the steal, and 2 has definitely won it, Tony. Very close second, 1 and 4, 4 and 1, your pick. But 2, no doubt about the winner.
You said it was an interesting little stayers open, and the 4 market principles have dominated. There wasn't 2 lengths between them at the end. I mean, 5's shown nice early pace, but clearly he was worried. You could see. Yep. Looked like she was running on empty, Mankoya Kim. But Cloda Princess, who beat Mankoya Kim over 500 metres on the 22nd of April, has seen it out well. Spa Road Piper's run his creditable race, and I thought Newing champ's run a blinder. He's just moved off there, Ian.
Newing champ has run a stormer.
Yeah, as he's collided with 6 there. Look where 1's come from. So,
but Tony, the thing is, watching this race now, I think Newing champ has relished the distance.
Yeah, I mean, look here, 5. You can see 5's not really doing a jot up front. You could just see the others were. He was looking what one's going to get the gap and get past 5, but it looked a little bit slow motion-y job. Like they was all queuing up in behind. It was like there was 4 buses coming at once, and all of a sudden 2 switched out wide, but 5's cut across 2, switched back to the rails. I thought 1 might just come high, wide, and handsome for you, but no, 2 managed to get there.
There you are, 2 and. Well, it's a picture for the places, but we're reminiscing now and we're looking back at Sonic Flight winning the Scottish Derby 2001.
Everyone getting ready for the action. The hair on the move then for the 2001 Regal Scottish Derby final. The 2 favourites in traps 1 and 2, Sonic Flight and Troopers Fieri. No Ken Walsh, the strong finisher in 6. Can any others play a part as well? Glenn Garvision in 3, Harsu Super in 4, and Troopers Honcho in 5. Away we go! And racing up towards the first bend, Sonic Flight and Troopers Fieri neck and neck already as they go into the turn. They touch each other. Sonic Flight gets round in front of Troopers Fieri. Off he gets 4, Harsu Super. They're going down the far side, and Sonic Flight has gone. He's got a length up on Troopers Fieri. Comes racing back in 3rd place, trap 4, Harsu Super, and his Sonic Flight is quickening away. Troopers Fieri doesn't seem to have any answers left as they come off the final bend. It's Sonic Flight for Nick Sauer, out clear, trap 1, Sonic Flight gets there. From trap 2 in 2nd, Troopers Fieri 6, No Ken Waltz has come from out of the clouds to take 3rd spot.
Welcome back to Rpgtv. In the studio with me, Tony Bullen, same as last year for the Scottish Derby final. We've got 6 to 4 favourite here, trap 2, but we're going to have a look at Millbank Brig, the VT dog, on the 29th of April in trap 6. Winner beating Melody's Girl Tony, 3/4 of length. A P3 race, graded race for puppies, 24.19 the winning time.
Yeah, no real show on debut, but paced up well on this occasion, and there might be more to come. I felt that he might just favour a middle course on the straights, and then he's wide at the bends, but clearly open to any amount of improvement. But I'm going to be with Cool Vinny, who's opened his account in A8 company on the 27th of April, and his effort in this grade last time suggests that he will make his mark in A7 grade, and he just got to iron out his trapping. He's got quite a few missed breaks on the card, but he does pace up reasonably well. If he can beat Small Wishes to the punch and dominate the inside, I think he'll be tough to beat. bit of value might be trap 4, who's better than recent form suggests. She can come away running. She might be the fly in the ointment, but yeah, 2 for me, Call Vinny.
Well, that's my lay, trap 2, Call Vinny. I thought one might be able to hold 2 on the run-up. Also, unexposed runner was backed into 7 to 2, back out to 4 now, is trap 3, Lily's Bar Valley. Wasn't beaten far on debut, Tony, after finding plenty of trouble.
Yeah, again, wouldn't have to improve much, but might, as I say, needs to just come away running. Can't afford to miss the break at any level at Crayford.
No. I'm going to go with 6, though, the VT dog. I thought would come on this puppy for that winning P3. Good luck with your bets. They're all in. Malay's in 2. Good luck with your bets. And it's over to Robin to call them up.
And now Poaching Traps are race 2. Get rid of the GL selections. Here are the traps. Break away from the traps. A pretty level break. 6 leads the outside and round the first bend. It's 1 the inside and 2. 5's in behind that. 3 and 4 coming together at the back. But down the back straight we go. It's Millbank Brig that leads for Tom Levers with 5 in second. Here's New Long Connor. 1 the inside is Small Wish. Is there here Call Vinny in behind that. 3 trying to make progress and 4 over there off the final bend. 6 is the clear leader from 5. 2 in behind that. 6 goes on to win. 5 is second.
Millbank Brig, VT dog, goes in, Tony, and does it nicely. Did come on for that win. I was pleased to get something right, the lay, but Millbank Brig went with and did it well, I think.
Yeah, it came away.
Nice turn of early.
Came away running out wide, got that vital length. 3, 4 and 5 are crowding up. All of a sudden, 6 has got a lovely run, cuts the bed nicely. I said he seems like he's middle on the and then just runs off wide on the bends. But yeah, he's got a nice bit of pace about him, and the grader's certainly going to have to take further action following that. 2's run on OK for 3rd. I think he will make his mark in this company, but when you miss the break at Crayford and get crowded out and you're 7, 8 behind, you can't recover, Ian.
There you are. I can see that's what happened there. And the show is in at Shorefield, where Pat Buckley's debutant, good Irish card, 1 to 2. 6, 5 and 2. Tony, place pot coming up.
Yeah, the place pot starts at Shorefield. Crayford we'll kick off with. Leg 1, trap 1. Leg 2, traps 1 and 6. Leg 3, trap 1. Leg 4, traps 1 and 3. Leg 5, trap 3. And leg 6, trap 6. And Shorefield is our first place pot, which is gone for trap 1 here. Looks a good thing, to be true for you. Leg 2, trap 5. Leg 3, trap 2. Leg 4, traps 1 and 2. Leg 5, trap 6. And leg 6, 5 and 6.
OK, do get your bets on. Trap 2, 3 wins in the trap challenge. Trap 6 has 1. Factotum boy, Tony, Pat Buckley was saying in the Racing Post he'd been waiting to get a run in to this dog. And looking at the Irish card, you're really impressed.
Oh, yeah, very impressed. I mean, I know he hasn't been round, but this dog's different speed. I mean, 3rd in the Juvenile Classic final. He beat Alton Jet, who would be the equivalent of the Walsh's Hill in Ireland in the Sword Security Treaty Cup final at Limerick. I mean, he's awesome. Lack of a look round, a little bit of a concern, but he should be different speed.
Yeah,
no.
I'm with. Tony, when they make a debut, though, do you think, in a way, 1 to 2, for people buying money, it's a half decent price if you get my point?
I mean, if he transferred his Irish form to this venue first time round, it wouldn't be 1 to 10.
Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect, he would be completely different class.
Now, here we are. They pipe in the winners to the presentation area here, Tony. And there, Clodagh Princess, what a fantastic win it was. And we've got also, it will be David Simpson from Ladbrokes.
Brings me back to the days when the Racing Post festival at Walthamstow, they used to bagpipe in every winner there, and a couple of times I had to do presentation, and when you got them blaring in your earlobes going up towards the podium, you certainly got a few ringing. Even when you go back and have another couple of points, it's still ringing in your ears.
Ian Melvin doing a grand job on the pipes there, I'm told, as well. So great stuff there at Shorefield. Here we are then,
It
Tony.
takes a Melvin to play them, I tell you.
OK, so we can't go against Factotum Boy. So maybe some punters out there, Tony, will be wanting to look at a full cast, maybe even a tri-cast. Does anything strike you?
I mean, Greenwell Guide's the obvious. I mean, Daytime Flyer, who still remains a force to be reckoned with. I mean, recent form suggests that 3 is the obvious danger. But there shouldn't be any danger. The only danger to 1, in my opinion, is lack of a look round.
Right.
Because the form is just different class and anything like a level start.
1 to beat 3 then?
Yeah, I mean...
What about your tri-cast? Go on, we're trying.
I mean, well, I've done the tips. I do obviously the tips in the paper, so
course,
I've
1, 3, 4.
1, 3, 4. Had email from James and Norma Rowley. Hi guys, just like to wish Team Rosny all the best up at Shorefield tonight. And Andrew Harris has been on. Hi guys, I fancy Woohoo to make the most of the wide draw tonight and win the Scottish Derby final. Can you also give Damien Burnside a shout out from the Sports Betting and Banter group? He's getting stuck into the dogs tonight after winning big on the horses. Well, I thought for a minute there, Burnside from the bill, wasn't it? D.I. Burnside.
It was, wasn't it? Tony, coming up to 7:54 Shorefield, might give us a chance to just mention the young lad Bradley. The Sky's Bradley dog debuts tonight. Cole Collins tells us that gone in and open straight away. Tony over 2 bends there. Runs at 7:58 at Perry Bar. So we wish luck. And Tony, apparently Cole told me as well that Auntie Lynn he spoke to said Bradley's finding it a bit tough at the moment with treatment and days out. It's tired him out, but I mean,
it's fantastic what all the sports have done for
brilliant.
They've
all come together,
brilliant. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I looked at the race. Obviously, I've done it for the paper. It looks he's moved well enough in trials, shown a nice bit of early pace, and hopefully, look, it's a learning curve tonight. Yeah. You'll learn a lot.
Did you actually go? Did you go with him at Perry Bar? Did you tip up?
No, I didn't. No, I can't recall off the top of my head what I went with, but it looked a competitive enough race, and I think he was sourced by Pat Curtin. So yeah, hopefully they have a bit of fun with him because that's what it's all about, you know. And he looks like a dog that's going to come on with more experience.
Yeah, keep going, Bradley. Our thoughts are with everyone concerned, and well done, Carl. Well done to everyone who's done their jobs. As you said, all sports have come together for Bradley. In fact, Totem Boy, Tony, the 1 to 2 has gone. It's now 5 to 2 on.
Yeah, as I say, he's priced accordingly, but looks an excellent opportunity for a top-class sprinter. Edward O'Brien's been on, said, good evening, everybody. Tonight's lay of the week is odds-on shot Calico Ranger in the puppy final. Last week was very slow away in a 4-runner race and still couldn't pick up the other reg in trap 4 tonight. 6 runners. I feel that if he's slow away again, he can't win for me. Lay all day. Good show tonight. Well, good luck. Yeah.
Tony goes 1-3-4. You can see Tony does the open race tips, of course, in the Racing Post. 1-3-4. He's gone here and says 1 is a good thing.
And had an email from Mel Fernandez from Oxford. Evening all, not long got back from Newmarket for the 2,000 guineas meeting. As you can see, it went quite well. 2k of that is being set aside for £1,000 each way on Priceless Brandy at 16s to win the English Greyhound Derby. Last year I went straight win on the best dog in the race, Droopy's Roddick. But being the best in the race and not winning doesn't pay the bills. This year I'll be doing each way. Having a bet in the Scottish Derby final. I hope Buick wins, even though I've not had a bet. So he's certainly nicked a few quid because I've got proof in front of me of that.
Well, Churchill, very impressive in the 2000 today. Here we are, Tony. It's over to you, isn't it, for these?
Yeah, another warm order. Track 1, Factotum Boy, got brilliant Irish form. How will he get on first time round Shorefield? The answer is, as that hare's going to whiz past, not that great away. 4 pings the lids. Oak Front Swift, but Factotum Boy showing that huge early pace. Oh, it's got messy round the first bend, and 4. Oak Front Swift, 5 lengths clear from Factotum Boy, who's trying to recover, but this is over 300 metres. He's going to do very well to get on terms with 4. Oak Front Swift up stages Factotum Boy, who did have excuses though, Ian.
Got off the mark at the 6th attempt. Well done to Connections there, the Reeds. And, well, Totem Boy, as you touched on in commentary, Tony, missed the break. A good break from 4, Oak Front Swift.
Wasn't a great exit, but you see him starting to try and pace up, Ian, on the inside, but just got tight there. I don't know whether it did, look, the first look round maybe, got tight, 5, clambered with 5, tangled with 5, 4's.
And it's closed down
a long way clear.
But as you say, it's about the breaking sprints, and one didn't come away, and the bookie's getting some money back there, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, put this race, the same race down next week, I feel 1 would trap a lot livelier, make the bend, but it's not. You know,
Fair
so
play.
the punters that steamed in, that was always the issue first look round.
OK, continuing to reminisce, looking back at Scottish Derby winners of the past. This time, Fear Me 2006, beating a certain Westmead Hawk.
They're off and racing out towards the first bend. One a start from 3, Fear Me. After this comes 1, Ballymac Nylock off in chase, then comes racing in third. On the outside, 5, Malbane Nikita's ahead down the far side. It's Fear Me by 3.5 lengths here. Malbane Nikita moves up into second on the outside of Ballymac Nylock, then comes Westmead Hawk back in fourth, but a lot to do. They come round the final bend, and it's still Fear Me the leader. Westmead Hawk got a lovely run on the second last bend. He's off in chase, Fear Me from Westmead Hawk. Fear Me and Westmead Hawk. Fear Me by a neck from Westmead Hawk. What a race. In the end, Charlie Lister's Fear Me has held on from a power-packed run from Westmead Hawk. Two of the big names in greyhound racing fight it out tooth and nail up towards the winning line, and they served up a classic here at Shawfield for the Scottish Derby.
Welcome back to Rpgtv on Scottish Derby final evening. We're at Crayford though for the next just about 3 minutes to get your bets on. 8:02, joined in the studio by Tony Bullen, top judge of the Racing Post. Tony, I thought this was really tricky, and I think 6 is really short, 6 to 4. I wasn't sure 6 would get on the bunny, but how do you look at it?
I like the look of 1, Ian. Got winning form over 4 and 6 bends, 3 from 9 in this grade. Back to form last time out. Doesn't always trap in that fashion. I mean, that 365 section with Connections could bottle that. I know she's got 11 wins for 41 starts. She would probably have even more victories alongside her name. But 2 was the interesting runner for me. I watched this dog's races in Ireland. Got a nice bit of early pace, but will certainly move off and give 1 all the room in the world on what I saw with my eyes. And I thought 1 was a certain play here. I put 1 in the place pot. Hopefully she can make the frame at worst, but I feel she can win the race.
Tony, track 2, Tom Lever's doing well since he joined Crayford. 366, 368, but last time in a trial, 349. Really just seems to have got the hang of the traps.
Yeah, that's electric. I mean, 349 at any level, that's absolutely flying. That's a hand slip start. Yeah, interesting runner, but I just think might set the race up for 1 if she moves around like she did in a couple of her races in Ireland. Tom's dogs have settled in well at Crayford, but you always find a trainer that moves to another track, I feel the grade always, it's difficult to get a handle on their dogs, and you can always make hay.
Chance to bed in,
yeah,
if you like.
A lot of the dogs there, you can really slip the net. A few slip the net and get in grades where they're probably better. But no, they have settled. They've all settled in well, especially coming from 480 Wimbledon. Some of them, you find they might be twixt in between distances, but no, they've all sort of settled in well enough, and the money has come for 1, Ian.
Yeah, certainly plenty of room on the inside 1. I'm in agreement with you, Tony, but very interesting runner. I'm interested in 2, but I'm going to go with 1, same as Tony. Going towards the boxes, the last couple. 9 to 4 now, track 1. The money continues to come pretty tight on the exchanges as well. Ollie Hill Nelly, meanwhile, conversely, big price on the Betfair exchange, and you can see on track drifts from 7 to 2 out to 5 to 1. But look out for the electric early pace of 2. Let's see how she does it in a 6-dog race here as opposed to trials. And the last one is in. They're all in. 7 to 4, trap 6, Ballydaniel Boss, and it's Robin Carter with a call.
Yeah, here's on the move. Up on your traps, so race 3, get ready to cheer your selections. Here are the traps. And off we go. 1 and 2 grow well. 6 down the outside. 4, 3 and 5 on the run to the first bend. It's 6 that gets to the front now with 2. 3 towards the inside and 4. In behind that is 1 and 5 is the back marker. Ballydaniel Bosch is the leader down towards the Penala returns. To challenge out wide is Tina Sarah. 3 in behind that, Carlton Ranger. 1's in behind that and 2 and 5 the back marker. They're off the final bend. 6 the leader, 3 and 4 closing, but not fast enough. 6 wins.
Looks like a 6-3-4. Ballydaniel Boss did it well for Dean Charles. Track 2, Tony, we were hoping to give 1 a bit of room at the first bend, but didn't do so. And showed some decent early pace, though, too.
Read that well. Should go to Specsavers. I was watching on the runs on the IGB, and Hollyhill Nelly certainly was moving off.
Showed good early, though, again,
and
on debut.
Yeah, I mean, showed a bit of pace of the turn. I thought if 2 does move off, but it's cut across 1, it's railed well. So that theory went up in smoke, and 6 has taken full advantage. 1's just taken the back end of 2. Also, Ballydaniel Boss has shown that he is the boss, and again, 1's tried to recover down the back straight, but just that's forced to check at this third bend as well. But yeah, no, just run well 6 off the front.
Ballydaniel Boss then does it very, very nicely indeed. Well, the next race coming up at Shawfield is the Racing Post Greyhound TV Puppy Final, worth $2,000 to the winner. And we're going back to Jason up at Shawfield.
Very pleased to say that I'm joined here by Darryl Holmes. Carol Weatherall, of course, trainer's got a big chance in a couple of races tonight. First of all, Racing Post Greyhound TV Puppy Final, Calico Ranger, Calico Tiny. Quick word on the breeding. Notice a Hold'em Spy weren't so shabby round here.
No, Hold'em Spy won't fall behind both ours, so yeah, they're okay. Very young, but okay.
Brother and sister get on all right?
Yeah, they're fine, yeah.
Calico Ranger, beaten by the other Reg in the heat, but he is a big boy, isn't he? He's a big boy.
Yeah, I mean, he probably, he's learning. He's still very green. He doesn't break. He comes home well, so, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we know we don't get much out of you, Darren, but Calico Tiny, she won't be any threat as in getting in the way today to Calico Ranger, will she? Steers wide?
I think she'll lead him out tonight, but I mean, I think she wants further, a lot further at the minute. So, but she's here on merit, so.
Yeah. And you're no stranger to having big prize winners all around the shop, aren't you? What do you think that is?
I don't know. I mean, all the dogs have done the same. We just turn them out and try and place them as best as we can at the minute and see what happens.
So, you're going to tip up Ranger, are you, and Tiny for the forecast?
Well, it'd be nice, but I mean, I'd just like to see him get a clear run and see what he can do.
OK, thanks very much then for that, as I drop my racing post. Sorry about that. Moving on, the 500 final, got a couple in there as well. Bookends, Holden Bernardo, been around a while now in Trap 1.
Yeah, he's been around forever. 4-year-old, veteran. He's always ran well. He's probably not won as many races as he should do, but, occasionally he can bang out and do it right, he's been a good old stick,
Yeah, and Mag last race, it was an amazing performance last week, the finishing pace.
He's been off for 5 months, got him back a couple of trials at Perry Bar. Dog went lame in front of him and cannoned into him, and he broke the stopper bone. The dew claw, and was off for again, and he's come back really well. 500 would be his maximum, but he does come home well, so we may be able to play it at both ends and see what happens.
I'm going to try asking it, pick of the two?
Probably Razzle, the way, but I wouldn't think there's a lot in between them, so.
Aaron, it's a fantastic talking to you. All I will say, everybody out there, do not play poker with this man. He's inscrutable.
Wouldn't play poker with you either, Jason. I'll tell you what, we're going to have a look then at the semis, Tony. First, we're looking at Trap 6. Calico Tiny goes in 6 again. Tonight, we have in second, Kai's Gamble was in 2, goes in 1. We'll have a look at those in a moment. We'll get to Greenwheel Simba, who was third in Trap 2. We're just going to see the parade first. Calico Tiny, I should say, Tony. Big price on there. But Calico Ranger, we're going to see later on. A runner-up to the other Reg, who showed tremendous early pace the other Reg and dug in deep.
Yeah, 5 was eye-catching, Calico Ranger, and clearly he's the one to beat.
OK, we'll have a look then at Calico Tiny. Here we are, in 6, beaten, as we said, in 1, Kai's Gamble, who goes in 2, and third in 2 was Greenwheel Simba, who goes in 1.
Yeah, 5 absolutely fell out the boxes. This litter, this Hold'em Spy, won't fall behind litter. They've certainly inherited their parents' running styles because they come from off the pace and all look like they might want to distance the ground in time. But yeah, Calico Tiny, gradually gets there. Wins by a head, beats Kai's Gamble with Greenwell Simba back in third.
OK, and now we'll have a look at the other semi, and the winner was the other Reg, who was a winner in Trap 3, goes in 4 tonight for Pat Rosney. Second in 5, Calico Ranger, the eye-catching run in Trap 5 again. And third in 1 was Greenwell Panda, who moves out to 3. But Calico Ranger never got to 3, the other Reg. Just couldn't get past.
He did have a couple of excuses, but this was a 4-dog race. I mean, the previous week he'd gone as quick as Buick, but just here he just runs up the back of one.
Yeah, run up.
I mean, it hasn't cost him lengths, but a slight little bit of momentum. But to be truthful, I think this fella might be like his dad, because he certainly looked like he was going to show that surge and get there. But I don't know. I think he could have possibly got there. Look, he is still green and learning the ropes, but he might well be another Hold'em spy where he knows where to get them, like, you know.
OK, Calico Ranger, 3 wins from 5 so far. Tony, but as we can see your tip there, 5-4-2, you've gone for the Tricast, but 5 you can't oppose on what you've seen.
I just think, look, he's going to have to do it last or first. I can see where people are coming from in laying him, because he's probably going to have to, he's going to probably turn 4th, 5th or 6th. But he just looks like one of them dogs that, he's an exciting prospect, make no mistake. I mean, I like the style of running.
For people that didn't know his dad, Tony, people that are new to the game,
Spy, I mean,
a flying machine, but just a bit quirky.
Yeah, he was more kinky than you, shall we say, Ian, that's for sure.
Takes some doing.
No, I mean, everyone remembers the Derby exit. The Derby exit when he was unnatural to not qualify for the quarter-finals. So
came from a mile back, yeah.
Look, you'd like 10 of them in the kennel, that's for sure, the Oldham Spies, and I think this Calico Ranger can turn the tables on the other Reg. They've traded blows in recent weeks. I think it might be 2-1 to Calico Ranger tonight.
OK, here we go then for the Racing Post Greyhound TV Puppy Final. £2,000 to the winner, plus a trophy, of course. Second gets 400. Others £75, but nice winning prize here to the winning connections. Here we go then, a short price favourite, Calico Ranger, likely to turn nearer last than first. Let's see where the early pace comes from. The other Reg showed really good early last week. Here we go. They're all in. Starter waves a flag, and the hare is on the move. Calico Ranger, the short price favourite in orange. Here comes a bunny. Dash away from the boxes, the other Reg showing blinding early pace again. Will hit the turn with a lead of about 3-4 lengths here from 1 on the inside, Greenwell Simba. Calico Ranger just finding trouble out the back and 4 shot clear. The other Reg leading by some 8-10 lengths here from 1. 6 round the outside, Calico Tiny will stay, but 4 the other Reg got first run for Pat Rosney and he's way clear off the final turn. The other Reg trapped smartly, makes every yard. Calico Tiny, the race on for second, will be won by him. Back in third, Calico Ranger gets third, but the other Reg, a real fantastic win for Pat Rosney's charge, came out running, Tony, smashed the lids, race over, troubling behind, we'd have to say, gave him a big lead, but you can't do any more than trap and make all.
Yeah, as I say, the early pace, you knew 4 was going to be up there early. 5 absolutely fell out, we knew that, but all sorts of crowding. I mean, 4's 3 lengths clear on the crown of the bend, 5's getting in each other's way, ruining his little sister's chance, and even down here running all over the back of 3. Never ever got into a stride pattern in until the last up the home straight, which by then the other Reg has got the race shot to bits.
Calico Tiny, as we said, stays on, we know that, around the outside, and maybe looking ahead to the future, Tony, Calico Tiny will be over further, you'd say.
I mean, 6 has run well. I mean, her little brother didn't do her any favours around the first couple of bends. I was trying to watch 5 running on up the home straight, and yeah, staying on OK, but no, the other Reg, all the plaudits go to the other Reg. I think Pat Rosney's 3rd year running that he's won this event.
Well done, Pat Rosney. All goes well for later. 2013 Scottish Derby winner was one of my favourites. It's Ballymackeskey.
Ballymackeskey in track 1, listen to that roar, and they're away, and Eskey's away as well from the inside. Ballymackeskey is leading up, and there's a line in behind, and it's Ballymackeskey leading by a couple to the 4, Greenwell Mantor. Then we've got 5, Goblet Tornado, the Irish Raider, back there in 3rd place, but it's all about Eskey. 4 or 5 lengths clear over 4 and 5. And Ballymac Esky, Greyhound Racing Superstar out there in front. Bring on Wimbledon, bring on Shelbourne, but tonight crowning the King of Scotland. Esky wins. Beats Maz Dabble into second.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic. What a performance. Unbelievably good.
Welcome back to Rpgtv, the action from Shawfield tonight, the Scottish Derby final. But we're at Crayford for an E2, a graded 8-ben race, Tony, over 714 metres. We'll start with you because your lay is Boost and Boom in 2.
Yeah, I know this is a 7-1-4 contest, Ian, but the first circuit's going to be vital, and I've laid Boost and Boom. Looking at the way it's drifted, it'll be doom and gloom if that goes and wins. But yeah, the key to Boost and Boom's chances is getting loose on that first circuit, and with the likes of Newlawn, Kevin, Pucker Katie in opposition, I'm not sure that he's going to be able to have things his own way. He's also just seen his form dip in recent weeks, and I thought he was one taken on, but look, he drifted out to a price where I'm getting a little bit concerned. I thought the race had fallen into the lap of Clonmoyle Shane, 2016 Golden Jacket finalist against Patches Kerry. Look, wins few and far between, but he's got a great make-up in my opinion and can come through late.
OK, we're going to the T-Dog here. We've got his Newlawn Kevin on the 8th of April, beating Pucker Kate by 3 lengths, Tony. The winning time, 46.41 in an E3, but does have some good early pace. Didn't exactly trap, but paced up well.
Pucker Kate showed the best early pace there, but Newlawn Kevin in trap 2 just gets up on the inside at the third bend, takes control. He's not the strongest himself, Newlawn Kevin, but he goes on to beat Pucker Kate by 3 lengths on this occasion, and you'll be looking for him to be winning this leg of the race, to be winning the whole entire contest. But I just thought this was a competitive affair. Boost and Boom on his day, if he did get on the bunny, I'd be sitting here sweating for 46 seconds. But I just felt he might struggle to clear one and get his own way up front. Hence why I thought Clonmoyle Shane, who admittedly wins few and far between, but on his day, he's got a decent enough, not a Skurlog champ finishing kick, but
he takes a while to wind up.
Yeah, he's still got what it takes, and I think he can pick them off.
I thought trap 5, Kalara Kiki, could get first run on Clonmoyle Shane and maybe hold him off. I'm going to go with 5. Tony's with 6. Tony's lay is 2.
Peter McEwen's been on. Hi guys, I contacted you 2 weeks ago for my 50th birthday, but didn't get a mention. I'd just love to say that I really love the show. I feel that Droopy's Buick will lead from start to finish, and another track record in the offing. Boom, come on Buick. Good luck everyone. Pete McEwen, Redditch. Well, happy belated 50th birthday there, Pete.
Yeah, many happy returns. 3-1, trap 1. We've got a tweet from Lewis Sharp. Read out, you're up next after this race. Here we go then. Good luck with your bets. It's 3-1 joints, top and bottom, 1 and 6. And it's going to be 2 laps of the track with Robin.
Race 4, starters given the all clear. Here's on the move. Seven 1-4 metres, 2 complete circuits of the track. Here are the traps. And away we go. 2 broke well on the inside and 4 into the outside. 1, 5, 6 and 3 is the early back mark. Around the first bend, a bit of scrimmaging at the back of the field. But out in front though, Pucker has gone into a healthy lead up front. They would Playmaster in second. Towards the outside, here's Clonmoyle Shane. Boost and Boom is towards the inside in midfield. One in behind that Newlawn Kevin. And the back marker, Kilara Kika. They pass us with a lap to go. On to the final lap we go. It's Pucker that's the leader, but 3 in chase. Playmaster is closing and eating into that lead. Near enough upsides now, and now's taken over down the back straight. 6 coming to join in third as well. They're clear 2 in behind it and 5. Down towards the point of returns we go. Playmaster for Barry O'Sullivan is the leader, but coming back again is Pucker Kate. Those 6 stays on in behind them. These 2 have pulled clear of the rest though. 3 wins for just about 2nd and 6th there.
Well done with your lay, Tony. Boost and Boom, but Playmaster, well done if you back Barry O'Sullivan's charge. Stayed on really strongly. Tony, we were watching off air, Clonmoyle Shane, we said had never sort of turned this handy.
Yeah, I thought when 6 turned that close, I thought, well, he's got to win. I mean, he hasn't got the prettiest of actions, the dog, and he does win few and far between. But no, all credit to Playmaster, 0 from 7 prior to this. But Barry O'Sullivan's dog really kicked in the stamina. You knew, obviously, 1 and 2 couldn't win once they was headed. 5 was toiling in arrears, and up front, it was Pucker Kate who shown her usual early speed. But I just thought to myself, well, Clonmore Shane. The Clonmore Shane of old
would
have dotted up from there, but yeah, again, it just wasn't there. He got that little bit of a flicky tail action, a little bit unbalanced in running 6, but no, all credit to the winner, Playmaster.
Yeah, it stayed on really well. And trap 3 winning from 4 and 6. Trap 2 has 3 wins, trap 6 2 wins, trap 4 2 wins, and trap 3 gets off the mark. 1 and 5 still yet to score in the trap challenge. There you are, 3 4 6 at Craven. You've got a show in there at Shorefield. And we're going up there now to see Jason McBarrisford.
Now, I'm very pleased to say that I'm joined by Pat Buckley here, who's got a couple more runners left to go tonight. First of all, Pat, you come over mob-handed tonight, haven't you?
Yeah, we came over, with 3 nice runners, and we have a good crowd of people over with us, so they came over, they went to the match today, a few of the supporters, and they're going out drinking tonight after win, lose or draw, so the Irish way.
Good stuff. And you've got a good history here at Shorefield. Happy memories?
Yeah, happy memories of Cabra Cool. We were nodded on the line with Holm Spy here, with Bind the Nation, Coulivanny May, or Coulivanny Jap, and Vincent Sanchez were in the final. They had no luck in running at the third bench, so that's the way it goes.
Jamara Larry, you've got going in the Invitational. No luck in the Derby itself. Could the draw have been slightly kinder tonight?
Yeah, it was kinder to us tonight. He needs to draw in 1, 2, 3 of his ideal boxes. So he's drawn well tonight. But it's a tough race tonight now.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Coulivanny Mason will move on to the big one, the Rpgtv Scottish Derby final. Trap 1, got to be happy.
Yeah, happy enough for him. I'd say it's the best final. As long as I can remember, it's probably the best final. It's great dogs in it. But he'll have to do everything very right. He'll have to trap out and do the business.
Seems to enjoy it here, though, taking to the track. I read the quote from you.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he likes the track. So, hopefully he'll like it a little bit better tonight.
Yeah, won his last 2 races from Trap 1 as well. So, mentioned the draw, that's got to be some sort of a plus. So, now when the trap's opening, you just have eyes for him, or you'll be looking to see what's happening on the outside?
Oh, no, I'll be looking at my own fella. If he got around in front.
Excellent, Pat. Thanks for joining us in there. Just a quick word, Toaster, not that far away. Who should we... you're going to have a strong team over there, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll have a few for it. 4 or 5 for it maybe. So, yeah, nice team of dogs, coming along. So, hopefully they stay in one piece and we'll be there. We'll be there to support it.
Lovely, Pat. Thanks for talking to us. I know you're busy, and best of luck for tonight.
Thank you. Thanks.
There you are. Great stuff there. Pat Buckley with Jason. We've got Gina's Lad, a favourite here at a second favourite, I should say, 9-4. Jamira Larry is the favourite in 2 at 7-4. Bigger prices were available about Gina's Lad today. This is the Racing Post Ground TV Standard Invitational. Tony, how did you see it?
I'm going to be with 2, Jamira Larry. Didn't really have any excuses when making an early exit from the Scottish Derby, but this dog's got more about him than that. He's got a nice bit of early pace. He won a unraced stake at Waterford early in his career and then went on to beat Sonic at Shelbourne Park in 28.50. That's rock solid, top class form. I just felt that if he could lead the inside, you might just see a different proposition.
OK, there's the runners on parade. As I said, Trap 2 is favourite there. Not much in it on the exchanges, though. With Gina's Lad on Betfair, you can see very close. And now the money has come for Gina's Lad. Around about 7-2 was available earlier today.
The market mover as well, yeah, 7-2.
Yeah. OK, now Gina's Lad, we're going to have a look at the first round win. 368 sectional, won by 3 3/4 lengths, beating Good News in Trap 3. And 14-6 was Droopy's approved, goes in 5 tonight. But Tony, Gina's Lad, I thought had a good draw on the rail.
Yeah, got some decent form at Newcastle here, and low 28, 60, 70 runs, and it was good connections. Give this fella plenty of couple of looks round to get used to the track, and he took advantage of a bit of a scrappy heat on this occasion. Didn't quite happen for him in a real good semi-final, but yeah, he's back to a more realistic level, and he's got a decent draw. I just felt that 2 might just beat him to the punch early, and Pat Buckley's dog can make all. But Shane Boy Freddie, Droopy's 5. I think he finished runner-up in the standard final.
Yep.
Last year. He contested some sort of event last year. Shane Boy Freddie, what does he? Don't need no introduction. And we've got last year's Hot Pipe.
25 to 1.
Since he won that big race, I don't think he's won many races, but he's got a good draw out wide. Droopy's approved.
Hasn't won a race, Tony, being told.
Well, hasn't won. Well, then that'd be sensational a year round and to win a race. I mean, but to be true, yeah, if someone would have walked up to Connection and said, you're going to win this Scottish Derby tonight, but you won't win another race, I think they would have took it.
And was it 40 to 1 back from 40?
It was 40s available in the morning, yeah, and
So,
obviously a bit of local sentiment money. But yeah, no, Droopy's Approve hasn't really shown much in recent outings, very slow away, so Hot Pipe might well bounce back. 10s could be a big price, about 6.
Look at this now, Tony, 7 to 4 joints. Lewis Sharp, apologies, I said you was up next. Tweet has come in. Dogs like Calico Ranger highlight his worry for his dog. He's involved in Forest Con. Dogs that don't break always have an uphill struggle. But it's a different kind of
Yeah, well,
break
Forest Con's just flat-footed at the start. He's not a dog that's lacking pace. I mean, he rushes up. I mean,
impressive, wasn't he?
Yeah, very impressive indeed. But, yeah, the Calico dogs, they look similar style to their parents. Their parents never was a way and gone types of dogs, so they've clearly inherited their parents' DNA in.
But Lewis, I'm sure you have great fun with Forest Con. Loads to come. Over to you, Tony.
Yeah, with Nyan had flip-flopping favourites. Will that be the same in the Scottish Derby final? This is race 5, the Racing Post Greyhound TV Standard Invitational. All the pace on the inside. And away they go. Gina's lad just up with the boxes there. And Hot Pipe with Jamira Larry, who's going to take them round in front. It's Jamira Larry, trap 2. 2 or 3 lengths clear from 3 and 6. Droopy's 5 and Hot Pipe. But Jamira Larry, much better exit tonight. Early exit from the Scottish Derby, but different proposition. 3 lengths clear. Droopy's 5 and Hot Pipe, the Scottish Derby winner in 2016. Closing out the pack, but as 2 got them shot to bits. 2, Jamira Larry, still going strong. Hot Pipe is trying to reduce the deficit, but 2 seeing it out well. Wins by about 3 lengths from Hot Pipe. Pat Buckley's Jamira Larry in.
Yeah, impressive. Shane Boy Freddie, I think, just got 3rd there. We must say, brilliant run by the winner, Tony. Well tipped up by you, Jamira Larry. 1 just up with the traps. 2 moving there. 1 had plenty of room. Yeah. But we must say, well done. Hot Pipe has shown a bit more tonight, Tony, don't?
Yeah, well, 6 was always going to lead 5. I mean, I think the pace that 5 showing to the bend in recent outings, I'd have a chance of leading 5. But 2 has shown that, I mean, he won an unraced stake at Waterford in July, showing good early pace. If you beat Sonic at Shelbourne Park, you're a dog that can run. 1's just come up with the boxes. Looked like it was hooked up with the traps, and that was fake seal for Gina's lad. But, yeah, no, Hot Pipes ran an encouraging race, but 2's early pace has finished them.
OK, Jamira Larry tipped up by Tony. 2 beaten 6, 4. I think just got 3rd. We'll confirm that. There you are. Yeah, it was 4. Back in 3rd. Money favourite Crayford is trap 1, but we're looking back now. It's Hold'em Spy 2014. You'll enjoy this.
And here comes the hare for the Ladbroke Scottish Derby 2014, and they're away and initially breaking well. Here we've got Mind the Net on the outside. There comes all this trouble in behind there. Poor old JT Lightning and Metro Jack have gone down and taken it up out front. It's Mind the Net, but look at Hold'em Spy poised in 2nd place. Couple of lengths back then to Too Late to Sell and Kawasaki Jack. It's a duel up front between Hold'em Spy and Mind the Net, and Hold'em Spy has gone on. It's Hold'em Spy. Mind the Net is coming back for more. It's going to be a thriller. It's going to be close. Hold'em Spy just holds off the attentions there of Mind the Net, and Hold'em Spy wins the Scottish Derby.
Welcome back to Rpgtv. We're at Crayford in Kent for the 8:34. 6 bend action, Tony. Yahoo Victor 4 to 6, very short. We're going to have a look first of all at Yahoo Victor. BT Dog going back to the 29th of April. A winner, 3 3/4 lengths, beaten Tyra Serena in trap 2. Goes in 1 tonight. 34.30 the winning time in an S1. Good early pace, this dog.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, he's got a bit of all-round pace. Like, he doesn't necessarily lead from the front, but he's
Can
back.
do it both ways.
Yeah, he's back to the sort of form that saw him win the Gold Collar last year, where Gubu, I think, finished 3rd in that particular event. I mean, look, he is the one to beat. 4 to 6 is very skinny with me, but I do think that he'll complete the 5-timer. Gubu ran OK behind Mystical Mick. I know Mystical Mick won 3.5 lengths, but I think Gubu can turn the tables. Gubu's one of them bitches that she can quicken up at any stage of a race, shall we say, and I think if 1 wins, 2 will probably be the main forecast link, because what's the chances might well give Mystical Mick a little bit to think about to the 3rd bend, and 1 and 2 are pretty strong, and I just think that Yahoo Victor stick with him in his current mood.
I'm going to go with Gubu, take on the odds on Jolly. Thought it was a good run last time. As you said, does stay on and chasing dogs in behind. 3.5 lengths behind Mystical Mick last time out. 13 weeks out of season, 13, 14 weeks, so Gubu for me. But Yahoo Victor could make all here with Gubu on the outside. Can do it both ways, Yahoo Victor. A worthy favourite, but you wouldn't have exactly been playing at 4 to 6, Tony?
No, I mean, look, he's priced to evens 4 to 5, 4 to 6. I mean, he looks the one to beat in his current mood. He's trading about 4 to 5 on the exchanges. I think it'll be 1 and if 1 wins, I think 2 will be second. So I'd be playing 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Forecast myself. Always a worry when the subject line of an email is Tony Bullen's photo! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Hi guys, this is from Kelly, Mr. Kelly Eden. Hi guys, top show, analysis and tipping as always. I've just seen Tony Bullen's photo in the Racing Post next to his Scottish Derby verdict. A Crime Watch photo fit comes to mind. Come on, Racing Post, the man's a tipping legend. Well, that is quite an old photo, and I had terrible hay fever that day, but a lot of people say that's me in my prime, so I might keep it.
Okay, yeah, great one. Velvet's 14 been on. Well done, Team Rosny. They're pleased with Pat Rosny's other reg. That was a fantastic performance there. 4 to 6 then, the field here. Yahoo Victor. 4 to 1 Gubu. I'm going with 2 just to take a chance against the favourite. Tony thinks 1 will beat 2. He's giving you the forecast if you fancy playing that way. 1, 2, 5. You can see the pick. Tony does the open race analysis in the Racing Post. So Yahoo Victor, we showed you the VT and in great form, 5-timer, so couldn't be in better form. Barry O'Sullivan's son and Maul Brandy, they're all in. Flag is waved. Robin Carter with a call.
Now podium traps of race 5, get rid of GR selections. Here are the traps. Break away from the traps. 5 broke well and just leads 6 out wide. 1, 2, 3 and 4 on the run to the first bend. It's Mystical Way that's out in front at the moment. There with 1 towards the inside. Yahoo Victor upside. 2 in behind them is Gaboo. Not too far away is one of the chances towards the outside. Third clear of Corin Bubbles in behind that. And Drumscar Play is the back marker. Down the back straight we go. 1 the inside. Yahoo Victor upsides. Over 5 towards the outside. 2's coming to join in. Here's Gaboo. They pull clear. 3, 6 in behind that. 4 towards the back as they head round to the final bend. Yahoo Victor with Barry O'Sullivan is out in front, 2 into second, and 1 beats 2, 5 is third.
Never mind your photo in the Racing Post, Tony. That was a straight tricast, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, I ain't going to take plaudits for that. They was the first 3 in the
still
betting.
got it.
But I did just think
You said one would do
was
it,
short, so I would play 1 and 2 forecast because you know 2 Gubu, she's got that chasing pace, and once 1 has headed 5, she's got a target to get after in
running. To be fair, you said to me 2 will get second. You said it'll be 1, 2, 5.
5 just took a wrong stride there, just momentarily, just jinked going around in first couple of bends. But look, once 1 was on the case, Yahoo Victor, he's showing the form that saw him
5 in a
win
row,
the gold
Tony,
collar.
in great form.
Yeah, no, it was. He's running really well with Barry's. Barry's really got to the bottom because he looked like he'd fell out of bed, and obviously he took him to Arlo. So maybe the little switch to Arlo can always help the dog. And whatever's happened, he's back to his best. And you see two will win again soon, but she's more of a forecast bitch than a dog to back.
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 5. It was at Crayford. Talking of falling out of bed, we're back to Jason at Shawfield.
Now, you know me, I always kick off these things by saying I'm very pleased to say I'm with, but I really genuinely am. Always, but even more so now, because this is a man who tipped everyone the wink last year. Roy Smith, hot pipe. There's the track. A year ago, fantastic.
It's the quickest year of my life, honestly.
You've been here, there and everywhere.
Yes, and I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Now, you told me that you were going to retire hot pipe tonight, but after that run, are you reconsidering?
Well, I'll need to have a word with Jim. He can't be here tonight because he's had 2 knee operations. So, but he's a different dog when he comes out and gets round that bend. But he's a great old dog. He'll make someone happy on the couch someday.
Saw him earlier on. Genuinely, he was so bright-eyed, bouncing all over the place.
I know he's in good nick now, but he's just not got that wee nip to the bend that he had last year, and get round.
Right, he's in almost as good nick as you.
Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. But he's been a great dog, and he's a great dog to look after and that. If we dare rehome him, I'll be sorry to see him go.
Brilliant. Well, Roy, you had a wonderful year. I know not won as many races, but you've been here than there. Thanks very much. Now, of course, you're the story of last year. We're now going to bring in somebody who could bring the story of this year. Pat Guilfoyle, of course. And, cheers, Roy. Brilliant stuff. And we mentioned it earlier when I spoke to you. You've had a year to remember as well, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. It's been a good year. Of course, we came across good news, and he's been a great little dog for us so far. And he's so little done, so hopefully tonight is a good night for him.
And when I spoke to you earlier, I mentioned all the races you've won. You had an awful lot of success very, very early. But good news, up there compared to your other runners, could be something special.
Yeah, I said it the first night there that he's a really good dog. He could be a great one, and if he has this year, as the year materialises, I think he'll make a really nice dog. And he just needs plenty of races, plenty more races. He's still only learning a bit, So as the year goes on, I think he's got to pick up something with him,
But he's not won here in a couple of visits. Do you know how long it's been since a dog didn't win the first 2 rounds, then went on to win it?
I don't, to be honest, no.
You've just seen the man 12 months ago. 12 months.
I hope that's emulated tonight, but yeah, look, it's great to be here. It's a really tough race, and 4 might work out for him, and you never know. It could be great. We've enjoyed our trips to Scotland, and all compliments to the sponsors and the management and staff of the track here putting on a competition like it. We really enjoyed it, and we'll be back if we have the dog good enough again, please.
And your lovely family, greyhounds, coursing through your veins. Is it your sister who owns?
My sister owns him, yeah. On my summer holidays there last year, John sent him down to John Kennedy, his owner breeder, to school to see what I taught him, him and another dog. And it was very apparent at an early stage that he was quite special, or had the potential to be special. So we bought a half share of him, and he runs in my sister's name. And he's a real character of a dog, a lovely dog, and we're getting great enjoyment out of him. And hopefully we'll have a couple of more nights to continue.
I wish you the very best of luck. You're a lovely man to speak to, you really are. And just to say, I think this is the last time we'll ever go into any race at this price.
Well, I don't know what we'll see now tonight, but you never know. He's a big price, all right, but you never know. I won an Oaks at 14-1, so you never know.
Oh, good stuff, Pat. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, brilliant stories. Let's get into the heats. Foss Way, a winner in Trap 3, beating Cuba Libre in 1. They go in 4 and 2 respectively tonight, Tony.
Yeah, Foss Way showed a nice bit of early pace on this occasion. Cuba Libre, one of those dogs that just lacks a yard of early pace, so he's always vulnerable to getting involved in early crowding. I thought he was close enough, in fairness, but he just didn't. The gap was there, but he just sort of tangled with 2 at the 3rd bend. But look, Connections will be delighted that he's given himself another bite of the cherry and ran on for 2nd. I personally think Cuba Libre might be worth a step up to 6 bends.
Last year's winner, Halcrow Bound, a winner in Trap 5, beating Holden Bernardo in Trap 2. They go in 5 and 1 respectively. I thought Halcrow Bound ran the bend really well, Tony.
Well, wins are few and far between him, but won this event last year, and Shorefield certainly brings the best out in this dog. He's taken over control at halfway.
Strong as well, isn't he?
And he is strong, but the problem is, how many times does Halcrow Bound find himself in such a prominent position? I'm personally going to take a chance with Holden Bernardo, who should improve for the look round, and he's more than capable of pulling out extra.
Mayglass Razzle, a winner in Trap 6, beating Dublin Hill Bob in Trap 1. They go in 6 and 3 respectively tonight, Tony, and finishing really strongly, Mayglass Razzle.
Yeah, showed nice middle gears on this occasion, just riding his luck early out wide, but once he straightened up down the back straight, he really steps on the gas, and you should see him there, runs past 3, and he's soon on the case of Dublin Hill Bob. Eventually strides out for a 3/4 length victory in a slightly slower 30-45. It's a competitive final, Ian. I think you could run this 6 or 7 times and get a different result. I just took a chance with Holden Bernardo on the basis that 2 shouldn't really be in his way early, and I just thought if he did lead off the 2nd bend, he's one of those dogs that can keep pulling out extra. It's a real competitive race though.
OK, here we are. They're going forward. It's the Racing Post Ground TV 500 final here. 2,000 to the winner, 400 to the runner-up, 75 others. Here we go. The final, and the flag is waved. Look out for the early pace, Foss Way. And he comes round, 500 metres the trip. Lids are up and we dash away from the boxes. Fossway broke smartly, also quickly in the stride, 6 and 1. Mayglass Razzle in a handy posse as they go round the turn, gets a bump and 4 rides it well. Fossway goes on, leads by a length, but Mayglass Razzle on the case. Halcrow bound back and forth as third is Holden Bernardo. Round the final 2 turns, here comes 6 Mayglass Razzle to take it up at the third turn from 4. Halcrow bound in behind. Off the final turn, it's 6 Mayglass Razzle. Fossway fighting back up towards the line, straightening up. Mayglass Razzle will land it. 6 wins, fancy 4, just over 5 for the places. Mayglass Razzle turning very handy and was always going to be prominent, Tony, in the closing stages.
Yeah, well, we saw how strong he was in the first rounds. Again, come away pretty well for his standards. 2 Cuba Libre. I think he's a dog that might... I'll take a chance and step this dog up in trip. Might be the making of him. But, yeah, 6 has turned very handy. The local Foss Way's run his heart out. He drove a lovely second bend to take a length and a bit out of him, but you knew 6 wasn't going to go away. He ran very wide up the home straight, but when you've got the momentum, he straightened up and had all the answers. 1, Holden Bernardo. Carol Weatherall would have been keeping an eye on that fella. Once his kennel mates ahead of him, he was always fighting a losing battle. And defending champ, Halcrow Bounds, run a creditable racing defeat, but once a strong running type like Mayglass Razzle's turned in a prominent position, it was all over, Ian.
Certainly was. Good win. Mayglass Razzle beating 4 and 5. Now, Pat Rosney's Swift Hoffman, 2015, winning the Scottish Derby before the break.
And they're away. And 3 has started well. Lenson Sanchez. Also 4 Save the Don now going on Save the Don to Lenson Sanchez. They come together. 1 Koulibaly Jack moves through into second place. It's out front though. Save the Don leading to the 1 Koulibaly Jack. Then we've got Swift Hoffman trying to make ground. The other 3 just tucked in behind. Save the Don still out in front. Here goes the Hoff. It's Swift Hoffman who's quickly gone 4 lengths clear here. Swift Hoffman for Pat Rosney, etching his name in history. Swift Hoffman wins the Scottish Derby, beating Cash and Maureen. What a race by her. She's run on for second place, but it is the Hoff.
Welcome back to Rpgtv on Scottish Derby final night. We're at Crayford though. Joining me in the studio, Tony Bullen from the Racing Post. Precious Tony. That must be named after you, Tony. The favourite in Trap 1 here. Now, just to let viewers know, the 906 Crayford, if going to time, Tony, we hope to get in before the big one at 9:15 at Shawfield. We may have to record the 906, just to let you know, but you won't miss it. We will record it if we have to, but if they go to time, we won't need to. So 9:15, the big one coming up. But 8:50, what's going to win, Tony?
I'm going to be with Precious Tony. I thought I made this between 1 and 3, but I just thought Precious Tony had a chance to hold her position on the inside, and when she does, she's very game sort at this level. 101 races, so she is fully exposed, but she wins in her turn and pays her keep. And yeah, I just thought she looked the answer to a competitive A6. It's a wonder, rarely too far away at the death, a must for forecasts. And yeah, I just thought 1 could lead the inside, 3 can chase her own.
OK, I'm going to take a chance with the debutante, Kingdom Ruler. 358 sectional last time, 24.11. Katie O'Flaherty's puppy. Take a chance that 5 can make all, and there's been a nibble in the market. Gambling Heaven's been on, Tony. He says, why aren't all trap draws for competitions and finals done at GBGB or at tracks in public?
They are done at... I mean, and in fairness, in recent times...
Streamed?
The GBGB do stream a lot of these competition draws. But yeah, no, I believe trap draws should be done in public. And no, in fairness, though, there's been a massive movement forward the GBGB staff handle on Twitter as well.
Anthony Boucher has been on, asked me to ask you, Tony. Foss Way we saw in that final. Do you remember a great sprinter of yesteryear, Foss Way?
Name rings a bell off the top of my head. I can't quite recall, but the name certainly rings a bell. I had an email from Boo. Good evening, Ian and Tony. Gents, where are your kilts? It would have been so nice for the ladies if you both wore traditional Scottish apparel tonight.
Yeah,
I'm not sure which type of ladies, though, lol. Personally, I'm wearing mine. And just for tonight, I'm Ockeye the Boo. Ian, it was Lanzini instead of lasagna that done for my beloved Spurs last night, proving that anything can happen in sport. So good luck to all the runners in the Rpgtv Scottish Derby final. Great show, chaps. Good health, everyone. But yeah, I weren't going to don me kilt tonight because it's not appropriate. And
well, not sitting the way you're sitting there, I hope.
It's quite cold. It's quite cold in here as well, Ian.
Bit drafty. Don't know. The freedom might have been nice. I don't know. Right, Boo. Talking about the football, wasn't he? Yeah, Tottenham. You can never count on beating West Ham arch rivals. They
bottled it. They bottled it again, I think. Ooh. Spurs.
Okay, they're going forward here. Tony, you're with trap 1. I'm going to go with 5. A debutant here. Take a chance. Showing good early pace in trials, and again a good sectional last time, 3:58. Trap 4 doesn't really come away, and I thought 5 might be able to lead up, so I'm going to go with 5. Money for trap 3 as well. It's a wonder. 7 to 2, 3 to 1. Now 5 to 2. Okay, A6 the grade here. Then we'll be off to Shawfield for the Racing Post Ground TV 500, Tony, where we'll have Murray's Act, juvenile winner for Kevin Booth. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, certainly am.
Okay, here we are. We have 2 to 1. The money coming for 1 and 3. Here's Robin with a call.
The move. About your traps of A6, get ready to choose your selections. Here are the traps. And off we go. One boy well and leads the inside from 3, 5, 2, 4 and 6. And the run to the first bend. Precious Tony just around the leader still with Kingdom Ruler. The debutant has now taken over. 3 in behind that is It's a Wonder. 2 towards the inside is El Darker. They're clear of New Long Way behind that, and 6 the bank marker. Still neck and neck up front. 4 and 6 coming together at the bank, but 1 the leader off the final bend. 5's in behind that and 3, but 1 goes on to win. 1 beats 5, 3 third.
Well done, Tony. Another win for you. Precious Tony. Well done, but we must say, an eye-catching debut from 5?
Yeah, 5's run well in defeat. I mean, Precious Tony, she's fully exposed, but she's pace on the straights. You knew she was going to, once the straight comes, she was going to go away from 5 again.
I think 5 would be better, maybe drawn 3 or 4, possibly, on the run-up.
Yeah, I'm just looking, I mean,
a new dog, though,
right
learning the track.
Yeah. I mean, but once she turned in a position, she sees it out well. She stays the trip strong. I mean, she give up a little bit on the bends. I mean, yeah, she's just taken a 3/4 of a length out of 5. Just fiddled that bend, shall we say? But you knew once they straightened up, she was going to have that in the locker again. And yeah, she's run well. 3's run is rarely too far away at the business M3. It's a wonder, but no, she's took advantage of a good draw.
Well, here's another wonder. It's Jason at Shawfield.
Now, I'm very pleased to say I'm talking to Angela Harrison. Not so sure that Angela's pleased to be talking to me. But I spoke to you last at the GBGBs.
Yeah, I've been drinking then.
Well, I've been drinking now, so we're 1-1. No, I haven't. Slippery Amigo showed an awful lot of pace. Caused a big shock in the first round of Rpgtv Scottish Derby. No luck last week.
No, I think the 500 will suit him, though. He's like a funny distance dog. 590 is his ideal distance. 500 will be fine for him.
I've written down last time he'll run over 500.
Yeah.
We'll see. Now we've got to get to the big one, Rpgtv Scottish Derby final. Second year on the trot, Droopy's Buick's been here. Second year. Sorry to keep going on about not the greatest of draws, but if any dog can overcome it, Buick can.
Yeah, he's broke the track record the last twice. He did it last year, got trap 4 last year, got a bit of trouble, just hopefully pings out tonight and clears them.
I mean, do you almost... I know was the greyhound of the year. I know had such a good year last year, but does he have to keep on almost proving himself to people because he's coming into races like this and the form's rock solid? What he achieves, especially after the problems you've had with him, is amazing, and it still get the odd doubter somehow.
Yeah, and he's another year older. He's 3.5 now. He's coming up 4 at the end of the year, and he's still running as good as ever. So kind of complain about him.
And last week, that break last week was just magnificent. And I think you said in the Racing Boat, a break like that, and to be honest, it wouldn't matter if he was running trap 8 at Toaster.
No, he'd done a good sectional one of his trials, a 360. If he could reproduce that, then he should lead.
And how's he been over the last week?
He's the best we've ever had him, so all on the night.
Angela, I know you don't like doing interviews, but it's always an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
There you are, Angela, saying best they've ever had him, Tony. So all goes well.
No, it certainly does. I mean, last year he made a complete hash of the start in the final. Connections will be hoping that doesn't come into play tonight. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Got a decent one off coming up here before the big one, Ian. I've played me next best here, Murray's Act. He was available at odds against earlier. I thought he would be odds against at the track, to be truthful, because he hasn't really taken to Shawfield. He obviously won the juvenile at Central Park, but this is a drop-in class, and although he's going to have to do things the hard way, I think he can give these a start and a beating. Slippery Amigo's reasonably strong himself. Fortunate to win in the first round. Last of the turn, all sorts of trouble, and he just found himself in front. Lemon Franco being interesting enough newcomer, but Murray's Act for me, Ian.
OK, Murray's Act, there he is in shot, and we are looking at the 22nd of April, and this is a Derby heat. Tony beating Coulivanny Mason, third to Coulivanny Mason, a length and a half, 29.60. But Murray's Act, as you said, maybe just not taking a Shawfield as you do.
It's not easy. Yeah, it could be that he's fiddled that bend there, but you're turning last in top class company. It's always going to be a difficult task, but he's ran on well to qualify on this occasion. I mean, he's only been beaten a length and a half, and Coulivanny Mason's a leading contender for the final. But look, there's no Buicks or Coulivanny Masons in this lineup, and I just feel that strength in the second half of the race, he can give these a start. Look, 4 to 7's crazy price, in my opinion. I think he's the likeliest winner, but the 11 to 10 that was available this morning was more of a next best price.
OK, can't really oppose Murray's Act. As Tony said, a big drop in class here. Tony's selections are racing post 623. You can see at the bottom of your screen there. Trap 2's got a couple of wins now in the Trap Challenge. We'll update you that shortly. Down the card, 8, 3, 8, 8, 16 and 4 to 7. Tony said surprised at going off this short. Got news of a race at Toaster, Tony. You want to
Farbank Frank won the first trial stakes in 29.87. The Irish dog in the race just didn't really come away, and just a little bit Ballymac Scar of Liam Dowling's just sort of a little bit lost around the first couple of bends, but Farbank Frank, he's ticking over nicely for Kevin Hutton.
The other reg, just give the winning time there, 28.91 it was. 28.91, and Magglass Razzle was 30.12. Try and give you a few more time. And 29.11 was Jamara Larry.
Jonathan Hobbs, our very own Jonathan Hobbs, has been on. Hi guys, enjoying the action from Shawfield tonight. Always one of the great nights racing of the year. On behalf of the families of Terry Dartnell and Paul Hennessy and myself, we would like to pass on our best wishes to the great Willie Frew, who is battling serious illness. We wish Willie and all his family the best. Willie has great connections with so many people in greyhound racing. He and Terry shared the great career of Ravage again, and Paul and his family stayed with the Frews on his many attempts at the Scottish Derby. Best wishes to all. That's from Hobbsy. So best wishes to and
Willie's family, and hopefully get well. Murray's Act 4 to 7 then. Juvenile winner Kevin Boone. It's you with the call this time, Tony. Slippery Amigos drifted in the market, out to 3 to 1.
I mean, if two clears one, I mean, be a massive run. I mean, 4 also, Ballymac Rio returns to his former hunting ground. He started off his career at Shawfield, Ballymac Rio, and been paying his keep in top grades at Sunderland, so it could be one for value seekers. But look, Murray's Act is priced accordingly. I've next bested him. We do love an odds-on shot on this show. They're on the moon. And away they go, and 6 has come away pretty well for his standards, and at the first bend, 6, Murray's Act, looks like he's going to go round in front, and he does, and it's Boone for Kevin Boone. Murray's Act led off the second bend. It was a drop in class, but you didn't expect him to be in front so soon. Slippery Amigos emerged out the pack, but this is surely on the distance. Murray's Act leading off the second bend, showed what a massive drop in class it was tonight. 4 to 7. The bull and next best has dotted up. Easy for Murray's Act.
No, fair play, Tony. Your next best goes in. But Murray's Act, Kevin Boone. You could hear the surprise in your voice He's led at the first turn, Tony.
Well, I'm not a commentator, Ian, and once he's led, it was an easy job. Like, you know, Murray's actually going to win.
Won, yeah.
I'm just watching what's happening in behind. But, yeah, look, it was a drop in class, but I still didn't expect him to lead off the second bend. I think you would have got 2-1, 3-1 for him to make all in this race.
Some performance, Murray's act. As you said, it was a drop in class. Slippery Amigo, as you said, come out of the pack to give chase as well. But 6, bird flown.
Yeah, I mean, 2 Slippery Amigos come out the pack, but yeah, look, it was all over. Shot to bits, backed at the track as well, so the punters are getting a bit back after a couple of shock reversals.
Yep, Murray's act for Kevin Boone. Have dog will travel. Well done, Kevin. Top bloke. Always good to have a chat with you at Romford.
And Murray's act must have put up a decent enough time there, Ian.
Yep, 6. That will be a decent time. We'll keep you up to date. 6-2 and 1 you called, Tony? 6-2-1 it was. Now the big one comes up at 9:15. Let's have a reminder of the runners here. You can see the times as well. The clock went to Droopy's Buick, 7-4. But favourite, DeRota's Woohoo, 6-4. There should be a show coming through the next few minutes or so. 6-1 Coolavani Mason, Pat Buckley's Charge. A couple of 50-1 shots, Knockhard Springer's Yuri Genesis. 8-1 Good News. But it's Swan Vesta with the bookies. Let's have a look at the heats, shall we? First of all, Azuri Genesis in Trap 1, beating Knockhard Spring in 2. They go in 3 and 2, respectively. Came away well for Pat Rosney here. Yeah, middle draw certainly isn't going to inconvenience Azuri Genesis. The class of opposition is going to be a bigger factor, Ian. But this dog won the Rpgtv Henlow Puppy Derby last year, and he's battled well because Knockhard Springs challenged up on the inside, and Azuri Genesis has countered the move and gone, I'm coming back, I've got a bit more here. But look, the pair have done remarkably well to make the final, but I feel they're going to need the principals to make mistakes. OK, next we will have a look at Dorota's Woo-Woo, looking to be the 7th Scottish Derby win for Charlie Lister. A winner in Trap 5, beating Good News in Trap 1. They're in 6 and 4 respectively, and Dorota's Woo-Woo fared well in the draw, Tony, the Sole Wide Sea. Yeah, it looks a real nice prospect. I must admit, I had a couple of quid on Good News on this occasion. I just thought that Good News had cut loose, but once Dorota's Woo-Hoo was on the case, you had to sit and suffer. But it looks a real nice prospect as Dorota's Woo-Hoo, runner-up in the Puppy Derby at Monmore behind Forest Con. Clearly more to come. Ran a blinder behind Buick in the heats and got a great make-up tonight. OK, and the third semi will be Droopy's Buick. A winner in Trap 2, beating Coolavani Mason in 3. They go in 5 and 1. He's got the draw to overcome, but as you touched on, Tony, Droopy's Buick, if he pings the lids, it shouldn't matter where he is. Yeah, I mean, he's come away running on this semi-final. Very impressive in the heats. He's inside of Coolavani Mason here. He's in Trap 5 tonight, but just the way he runs them first 2 bends here, and it's like a Rolls Royce, and if he does come away running, I expect him to negotiate them first 2 bends in front. And once in front, if you're going to come from behind, you're going to probably have to do the track record. There you are, bullet break, wasn't it, from Droopy's Buick, 367 sectional, 369. He's had 360 in a trial, 371. Pretty consistent he's been. He missed the break last year, but if he can come away, it could be all over for the others in behind. Now you can see Crayford 906, as we touched on. We will record if necessary, but if they go to time, we'll show this race before we get to the big one, which is the Scottish Derby final, of course. Swift Buddy, 5-2 favourite here, Tony, for the 906. Again, just over 2 laps, 714 metres, open race action. Your tips are there on screen. Why Trap 3? Yeah, I just thought that they could take turns in beating one another, these dogs. I mean, Swift Buddy's running out of his skin. His combination of early pace and stand power has been on display in recent outings. But I just felt Pension Power, he's one of those dogs that he's got the ability to, again, I'll touch it, keep saying it, quicken up at a vital stage of the race. And I just feel that he can start getting competitive on the second circuit. Diesel Pixie, I mean, yet to win a race. Turned over at short odds last time, but did get dragged back slightly off the second or third bend last time, so could put a line through that form. She'll be out of shot early, but does finish well. I just thought Pension Power might be the answer to a really tricky
affair. Did have an email from Edward O'Brien, says, Tony, you said for the 842 at Shawfield, if you run this race 6 or 7 times, you could get a different result. Tony, my wife would like to know how you could get a different result if you run a race 7 times with only 6 dogs in a race. Thanks in advance for explaining this one. Well, you could get a different result. I mean, it might take 7 times for each one of them to win it.
OK, and Anthony Boucher's been back on, Tony. Fossway was trained by Elaine Parker, apparently. White and black dog, amazing ground top sprinter back in the day. Good to reminisce and look back. We've been showing you some previous winners of the Scottish Derby. Really enjoy it. And, of course, we've got the final coming up at 9:15. £20,000 to the winner, sponsored by the show. Second gets 2,000, third 1,000, the others £450, and a trophy, of course.
Bionic Paul's been on. Hi, I'll watch the show all the time. Great as usual. A little story just with it being Derby night. I was at Wimbledon for the first time Premier Fantasy trial. Seamus Graham was staying at Nick Savers during the Derby. I was next to them, and Premier Fantasy mistimed the start. It was only a solo, but you could just tell that he didn't come out too well. Then he started to run. I heard Nick Savers say to Seamus, there's not a dog in the country that could live with that. Everybody knows what then went on to happen. Would have been one of the best ever. I hope little Bradley pulls through. It breaks my heart every time I see his face. I hope to God he makes it. All the best, Bionic Paul.
Here. Swift Buddy punted into 7-4. I'm in agreement with you, Tony. I think Pension Power can turn handy enough behind Swift Buddy, but Swift Buddy in good form.
And Lewis Napier's been on. Great night for Scottish racing. Buick will win the Scottish and English derbies. Remember, I told you that. Can you tell me why Shawfield still have the sliding down doors on the traps? I've never seen this anywhere else. Surely it must be outdated. That's Big Lewis from Hamilton.
They have those in Australia, don't they? Here's Robin.
Here's on the move. .714 metres, 2 complete circuits of the track. Here at the traps. Break away from the trap. 6 and 5 broke well. 1 the inside, 3, 4 and 2. On the run to the first bend. 6 just about leads from 5 though. 1 up the inside and 3. 4 in behind that and 2. 6 the leader. Swift Buddy is the early pace setter from Lulu's Jackie Blue in chase and closing in second. 4 Lacquer Dash not too far away in third. Nice Blings making progress through the field. And beyond that Pension Power, the back marker Diesel Pixie. Onto the final lap we go. 6 is the clear leader with 1 in behind it of 4, 3 in behind it of 5 and 2 starting to make progress from the back of the field. Down the back straight the final time. Down towards the penultimate turns. It's Swift Buddy that leads for Julie Luckhurst at the moment though. Lulu's Jackie Blue for Robert Bougie chasing second. In beyond that Pension Power. 4 in behind that and 2 and 5 the back marker. They're off the final bend. 6 has led most of the way and goes on to victory. 6 wins. Close for places.
6-3-1. Swift Buddy does it for Julie Luckhurst. Lands the hat-trick in style. Track 3, second one back in third. Now, betting in for the final, you can see we have joint favourites 5 and 6 at 5-4. It's then 5-1 trap 1, 7-1 trap 4, 20-1 trap 3, and Knockhard Spring is a double carpet chance 33-1 for Kevin Boone. Joint favourites Tony 5 and 6.
Yeah, I mean, look, on the exchanges, Buick's touching nearly 2-1. The Rotors is holding his price. Personally, I think 6 will probably go a favourite on course. I think Buick might drift, but all depends on how the layers feel.
OK, 5-4 joints, the big one. Coming up, £20,000 to the winner, sponsored by the show, Rpgtv. Here's Jason for the big one.
The atmosphere is building up. It's absolutely fantastic. I've been walking amongst the crowd. Everybody is so excited and so looking forward to this final. Opinions are going here, there and everywhere. There is not one greyhound who is not fancied by someone. The crowd is magnificent in talking to them. You can see connections, you can see the photos, see how happy they are there, cheering. And I think some of them have even had a little drink, you know. But I'm very pleased to say, finally he's here. My Gilly from last year. Jonathan, hello, Jonathan, what a final.
What an absolutely brilliant final. I mean, we thought it was a great competition beforehand. It's full of stories, as you said at the top of the show. And as I also said, Droopy's Buick, you know, can you imagine if he hadn't won a big competition coming into this? The pressure is on, but how much would it have been if they'd been still searching his big one, getting trap 5? Jimmy Wright went to witness the draw, I know, last week, and I can imagine he was cursing. But he's trapping, isn't he? and he's got to trap. A lot of people think that trap 4, Good News, is going to be a big hazard to him. So that, I think that the first 10 metres are going to be absolutely crucial.
They are going to be. I mean, is there a greyhound in here, perhaps Dorota's a Woohoo, who the first 10 metres aren't crucial for?
Yeah, you're probably a good point, because although I do think that mainly that Buick will probably keep relatively straight to the bend. The thing with Dorota's Woohoo, he's learned how to trap. He's never going to be a pinger, I don't think. If he holds his pitch, he could get a great run. But I know that Pat Buckley is thrilled that he's got trap 1 for Cool of Annie Mason.
I've been speaking to the trainers, a lot of them are thrilled, and that's the great intriguing thing. I mean, I know the prices don't necessarily tell you that everything's got a chance here, but there's not one trainer here who doesn't believe that their dog will win.
No, and also everyone's so delighted to be in the final. I know you always say that when you get to a major Category 1, but this has been such a gripping competition from the very start. Obviously, probably helped a little bit by the unfortunate situation in Ireland with Shelbourne being shut down at the moment. I mean, the quality of the greyhounds that came over was immense, and we really have got a battle of the best of the British and the best of Irish here.
And it's been a few years Rpgtv has been involved with the Scottish Derby. It came through, not just through Rpgtv, but a renaissance, didn't it? And if you just look at the roll of honour, the last few winners, Hot Pipe, wonderful story last year. You had Hold'em Spy, the Hoff as well.
There's always a story. Every single year this throws a story up, and I think the crowd here has got an awful lot to do with that, because it makes it such an atmosphere. I mean, the weather tonight, I mean, it's shocked us, hasn't it? It's unheard of to see weather like this in Shawfield, but look, it's almost shirt sleeve, and the crowd out there is absolutely buzzing. It's fantastic.
And I was going to say, as they do at the snooker, the Crucible, wonderful, knowledgeable crowd. Some of them not that knowledgeable, because they've been asking me who I think will win.
Yeah, and been asking me too, and I tell you what, I'm not very popular at the moment. How about you?
No. not overly popular, but we've got to get on to the race itself. We're going to go through all the runners individually, but people do want to know who you fancy.
Well, I've tipped trap 5, Droopy's Buick, and I think that he's got to do it right out the boxes. I think we're going to start seeing the parade very shortly, so I think we'll maybe roll off and start watching the parade. But in the meantime, look, the way I saw it, if he keeps trapping the way he's been trapping, does trap 5 make any difference to him? I think it's vital that he breaks. Daniel Rankin, the racing manager, said before the start of the competition, he was a little bit concerned that he hadn't seen a flying sectional from Droopy's Buick. Well, he has now. I mean, what more can you do? Last 4 races here, he's broken the track record 3 times. What a fantastic dog he is. But this is a race full of fantastic dogs. I mean, going through the car, Cool of Annie Mason, he was so eye-catching when he came over to Central Park on juvenile night. He was very, very unfortunate to get beaten that night. I think he's got the draw he's the dog that could really go forward. But you've spoken to Kevin Boone. Kevin has never hidden how much he thinks of Trap 2 Knockout Spring, has he at all? And we saw him. He's done flying times at tracks. He's an outsider. Should he be as big a price as he is?
No, I don't think he should. And the thing is about, obviously drawn the other way now with the Zurich Genesis from the semi-final. Knockout Spring was inconvenienced, but battled on. The Zurich Genesis battled on as well, and that's what those 2 greyhounds have. Tremendous heart.
Oh, absolutely got tremendous heart. Pat Rosley said in the trainer quote that he might lack the ability, natural ability of a few, but he lacks absolutely nothing, makes up for it in heart. Good news. I mean, this is a greyhound that the Irish could not believe got picked up last week. You know, when he gets to the front, he's a superstar, which tells you how well Dorota's Woohoo run. Charlie Lister has been absent from Shawfield for a while. There was a reason he came back, and the reason was Dorota's Woohoo.
20 years ago, some picture, 5 others in between.
Oh, fantastic, and great to hear that Charlie's in good health. Just would like to say, Willie Frew, legend at Shawfield, not so well at the moment. All our best wishes to Willie Frew, legendary trainer of Ravage again, of course, and hope he's being able to tune in.
Well, we can see them parading now. There's I tell you what, Ian as well. He's been happy. Well, we're seeing unusual things happening tonight. It's the Shawfield effect, isn't it?
I think it is the Shawfield effect, and it looks like they're starting to consider making their way towards the traps at the moment, Jason. So maybe we should throw back to the studio.
I think we should. Well, it's going to be a wonderful race. We know that. That's guaranteed. Back to the boys in the studio.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jason. And first look at JK as well. Brilliant to see the dogs on parade, Tony. The big ones coming up. And on track, it's gone the other way that you thought. You thought 5 would drift, but
yeah, very interesting. On the exchanges, it's role reversal with Dorota's Woohoo trading unders. I mean, as I say, the layers obviously don't want to see any money for Buick, so they're keeping him on side. Look, Cool of Annie Mason in track 1 won the ECC Timber 550 at Shelbourne in July last year. He touched on the Zurich Genesis, winning the Henlow Puppy Derby Good news, Coma for Cakes runner-up, and Droopy's Buick eclipsed an Olympic champion last year. But De Rota's Woohoo, he clearly is coming of age, and he's got a great make-up that way. It's just a fascinating final here, and I mean, all credit to Kevin Boone. He puts the miles in, and fantastic. First of hopefully many Derby finalists for Kevin Boone. And it's just a race to say. But last year we were sitting here talking about Ballymac Mats.
We were.
And Hot Pipe.
Did it. As you say, Tony, it was an upset last year. It's a ground race. It's a fascinating final. And anything can happen. Any of the 6 can win. We say that so often, but it can happen.
And good news has been showing nice early pay. Missed the breaks in the heats, but came away running last time out. And although beaten comfortably by De Rota's Woohoo, 29.23 calculated at Shawfield, which is a decent run.
OK, here we go then. They're going in, the big one. Rpgtv Scottish Derby final. £20,000 to the winner. 6-4, trap 6, but the favourite is 5-4. Droopy's Buick for Angela Harrison. They're all in. Flag is waved. Bunny on the spin. Racing Post Ground TV Scottish Derby final. Favourite in 5, Droopy's Buick, looking to smash the lid. Here we go. Bunny comes round. Lids up and we dash away from the boxes, and 5 has missed it. 2 trapped smartly. Knockout spring on the inside will make the bend. 3 Cannons into 3 off the second turn, and 1 now in a good posse. Coulivanny Mason. 6 on the outside. De Rota's Woohoo down towards the third turn. It's 1. De Rota's Woohoo on the outside for Charlie Lister. He takes it up. He goes 2 clear of 1 off the final turn. De Rota's Woohoo coming up towards the line. He's striding clear. It's Scottish Derby win number 7 for Charlie Lister. De Rota's Woo, 1, Coulivanny Mason back in 3rd, Droopy's Buick. Buick missed the up, 6, De Rota's Woo, turned handy. There was trouble off the second turn, but it's win number 7 for Charlie.
Magnificent 7 in the English Derby and magnificent 7 in the Scottish Derby. That's a race that's going to take a few reruns in to pick the bones out of it, because the whole complexion of the race changed down the far side.
Tony, Buick has missed it again in a final though here at Shawfield, but well done to Connections. Charlie Lister's De Rota's Woo, 8 wins in 13 now, and he turned handy, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, as I say, I'm going to have to watch this replay because it's so difficult to pick the bones out of that live, but all credit to Droopy's Woohoo. He really is a dog coming of age, and look, you have to put yourself into position to win races, but he did put himself in that position.
It's only got to be a player in the Derby at Toaster as well.
Well, he's a wide runner, so we'll have to see how that pans out, Ian. But Kevin Boone must have been thinking, what's going on?
Spring turn. Let's get to Jason.
An absolutely wonderful performance. Dorothy's Woohoo has won the Rpgtv Scottish Derby. Ian, I was watching you. I was watching Dorothy's Woohoo as well. Who expended the most energy there?
I don't know. Oh, he's unbelievable. Well, I'm just over the minute. I can't speak at the minute, to be fair. You know, this dog has just improved and improved. And he's done the business tonight. Just can't speak at the minute. Sorry.
He just has a wonderful presence. I mean, you just saw him looming large, and it was an incredible performance. Again, we've got to remind people just how young Woohoo is.
Yeah, I mean, he's only just turned 2 at the start of the week there. He's just a great dog, you know, and just really plays for all the owners. All the owners are here, so, you know, it's unbelievable.
And an incredibly popular win as well. I think here are the owners now. They're just coming up. And it's Tony. Tony, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Jay. Brilliant race, wasn't it? There, we've all lost the voice there, shouting off that first bend. Thank you.
It's a wonderful, wonderful performance, and all the owners are here. I don't think I have to ask you where next to. Oh, hello.
Get it. Unbelievable, Jay. Unbelievable. Best feeling ever. Best feeling ever. When he come round, and you seen him going around that last bend, it was just phenomenal. Can't begin to tell you how we feel right now. Unbelievable.
The emotion.
Unbelievable. It's just speechless. Speechless. To win the Scottish Derby final is just speechless.
When did you
love everybody at home, we love all his fans, we love you all.
And when did you even think that he was on the cut? We were talking earlier on to Tony, he was thinking about the puppy race, you couldn't qualify for that.
Just honestly, Jay, the old scenario is just like, it's just gone from one step to another step to another step, and now we're Scottish Derby winners. Unbelievable. I'm speechless.
An incredible. Were you all watching it together, the four of you?
Yeah. To be fair, we just stood on the bend out of the way. We left all the crowd, just stood on the bend, seen it coming round, and once he got round that last bend, here home and dry.
We're going to have the traditional Scottish march now. The bagpipe player is Woo, who's had a drink. I expect you'll have a drink, won't you?
Oh, just a few, Jay.
Here we go, the four owners, led by Ian. Tartan coat as well. So, well done.
Cheers, mate. Run well, didn't he?
Wasn't it impressive? Wasn't it impressive?
Super dog, and he just a pup as well, you know. Just out the pups. Super dog. Toaster now.
Toaster next. We've got to mention Charlie as well. Got to mention Charlie List. Super 7 Scottish dogs.
He'll be watching the living room with Abby. Pat will be there. Chris Akers will all be there. He'll be just cracking open the champagne now, Jason.
I don't think it would have taken him this long. But here we go. Here's the reaction from the crowd. Every Scottish Derby winner is always popular. We're just going to hand you back to the studio.
Brilliant stuff and great scenes. You can see Ian Sutherland emotional. Tony, we need to have a look at this. Wow, what a performance. What happened off the second turn? I must admit in commentary, Knockhard Spring did turn in front here and there was a coming together 3 or 1. We need to see it again. Yeah, off the second turn.
I mean, like 2 and 3, the two outsiders have shown the best pace to the turn. One's trying to get up the middle on the outside of 2. 6 is in a great position anyway. He's put himself there. All of a sudden, 1's taken over the lead. 6 is flying on the outside. The winner's won on merit. No danger about that. But I don't know what happened here. Did just one? Yeah, 1's got away from 2. 2's checked up. 3's tangled in behind. All of a sudden, Buick's arriving on the scene. Yeah. But no, the winner's absolutely
on merit. Yep.
Well on merit. It was hard to gauge live. You just was trying to watch. Yep. All of a sudden, there was different leaders. But this is a proper dog, and connections will be open that he takes the Toaster, because if he does, he's going to be a major force. But being a wide runner, will that be a disadvantage? We'll soon find out.
We'll get to the presentation later. We'll show you that, of course. What a litter this is, Tony. Proving to be Ballymac, Vic and Droopy's Daniil.
I mean,
Con as well.
Absolute phenomenal. I mean, Sun Picture, wow. 1997 Sun Picture, Mixed Mystic 2003, Farlow Verdict 2004, Fear Me 2006, Fear Haribo 2007, Taylor's Cruise 2011 and 2017, the Rotors Woohoo for Charlie Lister. Well done, Charlie. Brilliant training performance.
Who's to say it might be Derby win number 8? You never know. That Toaster. 28.77 the winning time, Tony, for the Rotors Woohoo.
Times were irrelevant. Great time anyway, but proper dog.
Well, right, we're back to Crayford. Just draw breath now. Right, we're going to an A8, Tony. 7-4, trap 6. Kirby's Christmas is the... Kirby's Christmas? Mentioning Christmas already. Puppy in trap 6, September 15. 11 races, but yet to score. Why do you think 7-4?
Yeah, back to basics. Scottish Derby final. Now we've got to solve an A8 at Crayford.
Bread and butter. Back to the bread and butter.
I'm going to be with the favourite. Yet to win from 11 starts, but again, her recent effort suggests that she's ready to open her account in a grade where she can't get much lower, to be truthful. The reserve Farron Major could be an hindrance early, but I think 5 will be helpful. 5 might give 6 a lovely toe round.
Yeah, the reserve must mention.
And I feel the way 6 comes home, 6 should prove too strong for these, if steering clear of traffic, Ian.
OK, Farron Major, the reserve, a line of form. Last time second, beaten 4 3/4 lengths to Isle of Elsa, 24.77. Just a reminder, 28.77 the winning time. The Rotors Woohoo for Charlie, King Charlie. 2-1 favourite now, trap 6. As we said, a tricky race. Sorry, Tony, you're going to go with...
I'm with Kirby's Christmas.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with 6 as well. Not been coming away. I thought 2 might lead the inside at a big price, but I'm going to go with the Christmas dog as well, a puppy in trap 6. Trap challenge, you can see it's trap 6 out in front, 6 wins. Trap 2 has 4, 2 for 1 and 4, 1 for 3, and the Orange Jacket yet to score this evening. 7-4, the money has come for 6. The Drifter is trap 5, the reserve Farron Major. Bookie's a bit cautious, putting him in at 7-4, maybe 3-1 now but it's the favourite in 6 after the final. It's now back to an A8 with Rockin' Robin.
Deal clear. Here's on the move. Now Podium Traps of 8-8, get rid of G on selections. Here are the traps. Break away from the traps. 2 go well on the inside, but 6 and 5 lead the outer. It's 3-4-1 the bank marker. 5 out in front. There is the reserve. Farrell Major just about the leader. Steeple Row Chloe towards the inside and upsides. In behind that is Kirby's Christmas towards the outside. They're clear of 3 in behind them. They're around the penultimate turns though. 5 going slightly wide. Let's 6 up the inside to lead. 2's in behind that. 6 has got the lead now and goes on to beat 5. 6 beats 5. Close for 3rd.
Yeah, close for 3rd, maybe 2, but well done to Connections. And Tony, back to an A8, a winner's a winner. And Kirby's Christmas gets off the mark at the 12th attempt.
Christmas,
and we went with.
Christmas come early, mate.
Very
Christmas
early.
come early. I mean, had been costly to follow in quest to open her account, but I've touched on it before. When you've got exposed types and you're the youngest in the race, you don't need to find 2 or 3 lengths at the drop of an hat and you're going to open your account. I felt 5 would give 6 a nice toe round. That proved to be the case. The reserve, you knew, was going to be vulnerable to a stronger salt, but 6 has shown the best pace in the race, and although spinning off wide off the last bend, had all the pace. Look, got up on the inside of 2 and 5 there. Just takes 5's ground, but was clearly finishing best of all anyway. And now she's opened her account. She might go on to better things.
There you are, 6, 5, and it will be 2, I'm sure. Yeah, 2 in 3rd. Well, we need a break.
Easy! Well done, Luke. Yes. Luke, congratulate. You said that this is going to be a loud one.
It should be a loud night by the looks of it now. Look at this. He's only just turned from a pup to a real dog, and he's done this already. Unbelievable for the lads.
And you boys know how to enjoy yourself. And you've got to say, I know we always say it, the crowd, they were cheering as well.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Great reception. Thanks to the Racing Post for everything, for the sponsorship as well. It's going to be a good night now.
Oh, it will be a good night. Jim, you were leading the cheering.
Of course I was. Just a big thanks to Charlie who sat it on. Come on, Charlie.
And when did you know you were going to win the race?
Last week.
As late as that?
Trap draw last week. Come on, Ruru.
And Paul, you were the first people I spoke to. I saw just the emotion on your face. Oh, yeah. Incredible.
I've never experienced anything like it, and I want to fancy. I want to thank obviously the Racing Post Greyhound, Charlie Lister, everybody at Nottingham, Steve Charlesworth, my family, all the boys who were involved with it. We love you, and this is our boy. This is our boy. We love him. And
Ian, I tried to talk to you earlier on. Too emotional. Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, he's just a great dog, I mean. To do what he's done tonight, he's just done 2-year-olds, I mean. They're season campaign dogs he's run against there tonight, and he's just put them to the sword, He's been running this track brilliant, to be fair, and, I'm just glad for all the lads that have come up tonight, and, we've needed a bit of this at the Kennel. We've not won a big race for a while. And this will certainly put us back on the map, and we're ready to go again.
You were never off that map, believe you me. And do I need even ask where next?
Well, we'll give him a trial at Toaster, see how he goes, but I don't know if the track it will suit him there or no, because we haven't been a wide runner, but we'll give him a trial at Toaster and see what happens.
An incredible performance, and it's incredible scenes. You've all loved it so much. I know you've done it already, but we need another. Woo!
Yeah. Brilliant stuff, and Dorota's woohoo. There you are on the podium, Tony. And they shout easy, but it's never easy. It was a fantastic race.
Fantastic dog. I like one of the connections. When did you think he'd won the race? Last week. That's brilliant. That's the sort of thing I'd say if I had a dog as good as him.
I think that's a paraphrasing the great Lester Piggott when winning the Washington DC in America. They asked him, when did you think you had the race won? He said about 2 weeks ago.
Brilliant.
I like it.
I've had an email from me. I've upset me fan. Sue Foxall says, "Hi Tony, what's wrong with A8 races at Crayford? Chuckles' girl runs in A8. You are now off my Christmas card list."
No, I mean seriously, of course, all races.
It's only tongue-in-cheek. It's like having a fillet steak and the amuse-bouches of beans on toast. So
yeah,
that's what I meant.
There you are. Fillet steak. See how the other half live. Right, we've got Anthony Boucher's been on. Good one, this, Tony. He doesn't believe Hobbsy as the night off. He saw him sparring in the gym for a rematch with Matt Chapman. Is this regarding Claire's Rocket?
I think that I didn't quite catch it, but apparently they had a little bit of a set to back and forth on Sky Greyhounds. So I don't know one. I can't comment.
So watch out, Chapman.
Yeah. He's got a good uppercut.
Yeah.
He's got a good as uppercut as Joshua.
OK, right. Shorefield going to be off round about 9:35, we think, Tony. So after the big one, it's back to A4 at Shorefield, and we've got that was up enough, wasn't it? An A4 at Shorefield. There we go. 5-2 from 7-2. 3 Jack. I fancy 3, Tony.
I'm with 3, and the reason I'm with 3, like he's going to have to do things the hard way, but I like the 8th of April line of form where it was a handicap where Listener Kill Cora won the race. 3 Jack was 3rd, and also in that contest was Tangled Jet. Now 3 Jack was off scratch, giving Listener Kill Cora 4, so it was only beaten a length and a half. So I think it's well in with that rival, and also had Tangled Jet in behind. So well in with them, both of them rivals. The last time he raced off a level start, he was in A2 grade behind Ald Riki. Form reads well. The only problem is he's going to turn nearer last than first, but I think he can take advantage of what is a drop in class. I think the grade has given him every chance.
Pro FMS says Buick got done by the 4 dog, his opinion in the race. We'll have to...
Yeah, a few fault for would be a hindrance, but look, the winners, as John Rooster's been on, he says, hi guys, in my opinion, the best dog won the Scottish Derby. I would knock back Droopy's Buick in the Derby with your money. His trapping will let him down at Toaster, and he won't get away with it. The Rotors is a class dog with a racing brain. That's my opinion, lads. Yeah, without that, the best dog won the Derby. He's a real exciting prospect. The only thing is, and even Connections touched on, like, they're going to Toaster, but he is a wide runner.
Yeah, so Crayford betting at the bottom, you can see 9.40 there. Anthony Boucher's been on. Great sportsmanship from Pat Rosney. Normally, Tony, when a trainer at the pickup wins, the ground world is 99.9% people are generous with praise, to even if your dog's got beaten, though, do you think?
Yeah, look, I mean, it was one of the traps have opened. 2 and 3 have gone to the Ben first and second. Now it's game on.
Amazing, wasn't
Buick was up against it. I mean, he completely missed the break in the final last year, and he's fell foul of the same missed break again. But look, the winner's a nice dog. He looked a nice dog. I mean, Forest Con beat him by a long way in the Monmore Puppy Derby. This crop of pups that are coming through from these various litters are really special, and I mean, especially these Bally McVick Droopies, the Nils, they all look good. They've all got pace, they've all got something about them. I mean, I think the Rotors Hooligan, he will be running, he's been beaten at short odds. He's out at Doncaster on Monday, our first Monday show. I think Doncaster have got 8 opens this Monday.
Good. Yeah, don't forget Monday, we're on.
I'm sure he'll win. I mean, this is a drop in class for the Rotors Hooligan, and I expect him to be winning on Monday.
Tony, Toaster, some more results. Ballymat Bell, a winner for Liam Dowling, 29.46. And also Lightfoot Star was a winner for Hazel Kemp.
And I think he won last week. Lightfoot Star caused a bit of an upset, so yeah.
Yes, a couple of results from Toaster keeping you up to date. Shorefield, the money has come for our selection, Tony. 3 Jack, only 2 wins in 22, been handicapping, but did have an A2 race.
Yeah.
You can see, and he was beaten 4 1/4 lengths by Ald Riki, but as we said, he should turn handy enough, I thought.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure he's going to turn really handy, but the money's come. I mean, he's 3 to 1 the field on the exchanges, 7 to 4. I mean, about a dog that's probably going to turn 4th, 5th or 6th, but I just felt that this was a drop in class, and if the gaps appear when he is in full flight at the 3rd bend, I feel he can prove too strong. But you've got more dulcet tones. As I say, we've gone from open race commentators to basement grade commentator in myself. So the 9.32 at Shorefield. 3 Jack, the money's come for. Let's see what's going to happen. And away they go, and 3 Jack, as expected, he's turned nearer last than first, but Kalara Kid looks the kid at the moment, takes him around in front, a length and a half, 2 lengths clear. from 3, still last. So 4, gone 4 from 5 lengths clear from Tangled Jet, who's emerged out the pack. 3, still no move from 3. 6 has now moved into 3rd, but 4, early pace, has got them shot to bits at the moment. Tangled Jet, he's starting to reduce the deficit, the youngster, as they straighten up for home. 4, 5 switching out into 6, and that's helped the cause of 4, who's going to hold on. With 5 and 6 tangling up that home straight, Ian, and Kilara Kid just took full advantage.
Certainly did. Free Jack came from way off the pace, but all too late, and Kilara Kid has done it. We'll have a look at the replay. A bit of a coming together on the running, Tony, as well. On the outside, 5 and 6. Tangle Jet getting in a tangle, but Kilara Kid really good early gears and makes the turn. 3, as we touched on, he really takes time to wind up.
Yeah, he turns near. I mean, it was a drop in class, but I thought he'd start getting a little bit busier from this point. I mean, as he run up the back, no excuses for 3 whatsoever, in my opinion, Ian. And I mean, 4, I thought myself, well, you're going to be vulnerable, and 5's loomed on the scene. 6 has got past 1 to start chasing in 3rd, and I thought to myself, 4 looks a sitting duck. But I don't know what happened here. Look, 5 switched wide. 4's just taken 5's ground maybe, but 5 and 6
moves wide.
Has 5 had a glance at 6? I don't know. I'll give 5 the benefit of the doubt.
I think 5 wanted to go wide in my opinion, 6 in,
possibly.
But 4, 6 and 3 it will be. Gamble going on at Crayford. Droopy's Quibble in trap 1 is 6 to 4 from 9 to 4. 4 to 1, 2 and 3. 5 to 1 trap 4. There's your Betfair prices there, and tight on the exchange, Droopy's Quibble. Benford's Birthday Bash, this one. S4, 6 bend action, Tony. Interesting runner, Liam's Flyer, we know well, from running at Newcastle on the show.
Yeah, he used to be based at Newcastle, Liam's Flyer. 0 from 4 over 640 metres, but had run against the likes of Head It On Skoogs, who sets a decent enough standard. But I did think the favourite looked the one to beat, got conditions in his favour, so Droopy's Quibble.
Droopy's Quibble for you. I'm going to go with Liam's Flyer. Still getting accustomed to Crayford, which you can't get much more different, Tony, than a contrast than Newcastle and Crayford in tracks, but he seems to have adapted OK. The times are not too bad, the clock.
No, he's finding time with each look round, and it's just a case of not getting too far adrift for me, but I just felt 1 had a decent make-up on the inside.
OK, there we are, Crayford. Got handicap action coming up, Tony, at Shawfield. Just a reminder to our viewer out there that the handicap, it's the other way round. The scratch dog is the 1 dog at...
I'm assuming it's been that way since day Jot, like, but it is strange.
Why.
Yeah, no, it's just...
It's strange commentating on it.
Maybe Smarties have the answer.
OK, here we go. S4, cool, they've really smashed into 1, Tony. Droopy's Quibble being backed as if defeat is out of the question. But I'm going to take a chance with Liam's Flyer. As I said, getting accustomed to running at Crayford. Was at Newcastle. Gemma Davidson's charge for me.
Yeah, money's come to Quibble, 5 to 4. The punter's certainly not quibbling about the price. If steaming in, and a solid 6 to 4 shot on the exchange. But it's going to be interesting to see how Liam's Flyer does run, because competes in a decent standard over 4 bends at Newcastle, and the trials are not too shabby, and a little bit of money's come for Liam's Flyer. They obviously felt the 5s was a little bit big.
There you are then, 6 to 4 from 5 to 4, drifting again.
And I can say Master Kelly, 29.27, whoops, Jack led and got picked up, but looks like it cramped.
Oh, there you are. Thanks for that, Tony. Liam's Flyer, 9 to 2 shot in trap 6 from me. Tony fancies 1. And we'll get to Rockin' Robin Carter for the call.
And approach the traps of race 9. Get rid of the G on selections. Here are the traps. And off we go. 3 broke well from 2, 4, 5, 1 and 6 on the run to the first bend. It's 2 Course Gemma that just about leads them with 4 in chase. Second is Perry to 1. 3's in behind that is called Sophia. 1's in behind that is Drewby's Cribble towards the back of the field. Pesky Pony in the back marker is the debutant Liam's Flyer. Down the back straight we go. 2 is the clear leader, 4 in midfield, 3. 1's in behind that and 6 and 5 towards the back. Down towards the penultimate turns. Course Gemma leans for Claudio Flatty out in front with 3 in chase in second now. Called Sophia and eating into the lead of the final bend. 2's the leader, but 3 challenging late on the outside. 2 and 3 crossing the line together.
Tight finish, but I think you're doing all right if you're on the white. We'll wait for the judge, but it did look as though Lowland's Lily for Aaron Green has got there. We'll just have a look. 1, Droopy's Quibble didn't come away. It's going to be 3 and 2, surely. 3 has beaten 2 with, I think that's 4 back in third. We'll confirm it in a moment. 1 never really got involved, Tony, and 6 Liam's Flyer maybe still getting accustomed to Crayford. 1 just totally missed the break.
Yeah, completely missed the break. 6 probably need a few races to get settled into Crayford, but yeah, no, it was a good race between 3 and 2 in the end. I think, was it Call Sophia looked like might have just got there, Ian?
Yeah, I think so. But here you can see 3 did stay on well, did it well. The next race coming up at Shawfield will be the 9:48. Going to be maybe a slight delay there. Handicap action we finish with. And remember, as we told you, the Scratch Dog goes in trap 1 up in Scotland. And also a reminder that coloured pink is a reserve in the final race on the card. Race 13 is a Scratch Dog will go alongside the Scratch Dog in 1, Jakenda. You got that? I think I have, just about. There you can see 3, 2, yeah, will be 3 and 2. We just confirm the result, shall we? There you are. It was 3, 2 and 4, 9 to 2 and 4 to 1. Let's have a look at the Trap Challenge. 6 was in front and is still by 3. 7 wins for Traps. It's going along nicely. Trap 2's got 4. We're off for a well-earned break, I think, and then we'll be back. We're racing from Shawfield. Welcome back to Rpgtv. We're waiting for a show for the handicap action coming up, Tony. I think, well, I'm going to be honest, with the handicaps, I find them tricky anywhere, and at Shawfield, very tricky. So it'll be a token selection from myself. What did you fancy one strong?
No, I thought it was difficult. To be true, I've gone with quite a few of the scratch runners in the handicaps, but I've had an email. I must just clear this up. Paul Webster's been on. Hi, lads. I was very impressed with Murray's act in the 8:58 at Shawfield and expected a big distance, so I backed him to win by over 3 lengths at 7 to 2. I've watched the race, so I know that it won double that amount, but on checking all the official results, the distance has come through saying Murray's act won by 1 length and 3/4. Now, my eyesight isn't the best, but surely that's a joke, or the judge is on unders. What's the outcome here? Surely I cannot lose money in this situation. Well, I can tell you that it was 4 3/4 lengths. The track know that it's an error and they're going to resend it.
There you are. Everyone makes mistakes. It's been rectified. Let's get to Jason.
What a wonderful night it has been, an extraordinary night, and I am here with Mr. Shawfield himself, Billy King, not just the owner. There was no Icelandic volcano to keep you away this year.
No chance at all. I'm delighted I was here. It's the busiest night we've had in 10 years. The turnover's terrific, the atmosphere's terrific, the crowds are terrific, but it was a woo-woo result.
Certainly, Billy, what people will always want to know, you put on a wonderful show here, you always have, you're so rightly proud of Shawfield. Have you been beaten tonight?
Yes, at the moment I'm trailing behind, but not much. Nothing I can't get back in the next 4 races. The world loves a trier, and I'm trying my best.
Seriously, though, to see the crowd, I know it's always good.
Well, there you are. Come here. Come here. There's a wee girl, for example. This is the whole atmosphere of the place. This is what's happening. We're getting everybody from young people to old people. It's an interest, and it's the first time really we're making it a real family occasion. Everybody's here.
Well, it's Billy, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Hello.
Hi.
And what's your name?
Sophia.
Sophia, did you have a lovely time tonight?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It's your first time at the dogs.
Is it your first time here at the
Yeah.
dogs tonight? And who have you picked out a favourite, or did you just enjoy seeing them all?
I just enjoyed seeing all of them.
Oh, and it's a lovely, friendly atmosphere to come along to?
Yeah.
And you recommend it to all your friends?
Yeah, I'm going to go to school and tell everyone.
Oh, lovely. And do you think that the man there, Billy, do you think he should give me £50?
No.
Oh!
She comes from Glasgow. She knows the rules. Once you have got it, never let it go.
It really has been the most wonderful night. There were a wonderful winner as well. Billy, thanks so much for putting it on.
And I'd like to thank the Racing Post once again, because without their sponsorship, there would be no racing. It's good to see somebody's putting money into the business, and it's appreciated.
Brilliant, Billy. But, of course, Doris's woohoo was the big winner tonight. We need one final woohoo. Not
Woo
from
woo.
Billy.
She woo-woo.
Woo-woo.
Who's done it?
Yeah, brilliant stuff there up at Shawfield. And Racing Post Ground TV sponsored the races, Tony, and great prize money, 20 grand. The Scottish Derby final.
Scottish Derby's always been a fantastic event. You only have to look at the list of the previous winners, even the runners-up, and the dogs. I mean, Westmead Hawk we saw earlier on, the VT runner-up. Brilliant competition, and another brilliant winner tonight. A difficult handicap to solve here, Ian. I was going to be with Balboa Vadar, who's returning from a layoff. A5 to A1 when based at Central Park, and ran behind Bubbly Bluebird in the Puppy Classic semi-finals at Nottingham last year, so he's probably had a couple of little issues, the dog, but I just thought he might be the value option in a real competitive handicap.
I'm going to go with trap 2, Honor Rasheen in trap 2. Trap 3's given a chance on clock-ins, but has been beaten a long way recently, so put me off 3. Just a token selection, Honor Rasheen in 2.
Johnny Elliott's been on. Hi guys, can we have a quick shout out for another top night with Nick and Donna in the Stay Lucky dog group? Boom, I think Stay Lucky, I don't know if you're associated with Stay Lucky, the dog, I think he's running at Doncaster on Monday. Be one of many winners for Charlie Lister, I feel.
Yep, certainly will. Well, this is 3-1, the field, this handicap, so it does look very, very tricky. 9.56, Crayford Betting. You see trap 2 is favourite there. Owners Bonus Series Heat 2 of the E2, so 8 bends, 2 laps of the track there, and the Racing Post Nap goes there. Here's the Racing Post next best, and we'll just reassure viewers, Tony, that you do the opens at Shawfield, not the handicap.
Yeah, no, I do all the opens, graded or left to something or someone completely different. Stephen's been on, says, hi, could you check the distance in the 8.58 at Shawfield tonight? I think the wrong distance has been given out. Yeah, the track are aware of that, Stephen, so I'm assuming there was a special, one of the sponsors offering a special bet, so you will be paid out when that's corrected. Yeah. 4 3/4 was the official margin.
Mike Smith's tweeted in, Toaster versus Shawfield, presentation no contest, Toaster by far, atmosphere no contest, Shawfield by a mile. So interesting stuff there. I mean, Shawfield do a good job with what they've got there, Tony, though. The atmosphere's great, but the presentation, etc.
Grassroots tracks, to say, is like...
you can't, it's true, you can't all be, even horse race tracks can't all be Ascot, can they?
Not all tracks have got the greatest facilities, shall we say, but as I say, I've been in the past tracks like Rye House. I mean, you stand on some of them wooden stands, mate, you're risking your life at times, so... But the racing was great, so I'd stand on a cardboard box and watch great racing around a great track. I'm not worried about sitting on a restaurant eating fillet steak. I'd rather be on a shoebox watching good racing.
OK, yeah, there you are. You keep mentioning fillet steak, Tony.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll stand on shoeboxes eating a packet of scampi fries here. That's how I've spent my life.
OK. Here we go. We have 3 to 1.
Bacon fries.
3-1 the field here for this handicap. Now remember, the scratch dog is in trap 1. I've got to remind myself here for the commentary. Here we go. So 6 is the one off the front here. Receiving 8 metres set dinner. Here we go. 2 for me, 1 for Tony. Lids up and away. Off the front, 6 set dinner leads, 3 showing good pace. Who's Bill? Might turn handier than usual tonight, but gets outpaced. 2 now in a good position down the far side on Rasheen. Down towards the final couple of bends. 6 with 2. Flying into the third turn. It's 6 set dinner, but here comes Honor Rasheen. Surely the writing's on the wall here. 6 leads, but 2 now goes in front off the final turn. Up towards the line, Honor Rasheen. 6 switches to the inside. Honor Rasheen gets there. 2-6. Close third, fancy 5 maybe over 1. But Honor Rasheen does it in the handicap.
Handicap king, you are, Shawfield.
Yeah, I'll retire there on the handicap.
You like them back to front
100%
races, that's it.
Yeah, I'm back to front, yeah, backward. OK, right, we'll have a look at the replay because we're straight off to Crayford. We've only got about 3 minutes to get your bets on. Cash and Zola is the Racing Post nap. After the parade, we've got Ridgedale Benji to look at, Barry O'Sullivan's charge. Tony, favourite is in trap 1. Are you with or against?
I'm against. I was going to go for a bit of value here in Droopy's Lulu. I mean, some might say I'm cuckoo, but I'm Lulu tonight. Steps up to 8 bends for the first time, 13 without. I mean, she is entering unknown territory, but although the trial wasn't pulling up trees, I just thought that she just might be the answer to a competitive affair. She's got something about her as Droopy's Lulu, and I just felt Tom Lever's bitch can make a successful transition to 714.
OK, we're going to have a look at Ridgedale Benji on the 29th of April, finishing 3rd behind Kilara Kiki. 46.93 the winning time, Tony. Goes in 5 again. Goes in 6 tonight, but 5 on this occasion.
Yeah, showed the best early pace, but there wasn't a great deal of natural early speed in this contest. It's hard to gauge the form, but look, should be prominent on the first circuit once again, Ridgedale Benji. But yeah, again, the money's come for free. Look, the fives into 7-2. I just there's something about Droopy's Lulu. She's run better than her recent form figures suggest, and it's interesting that connections have stepped her up in distance. Like, she's gone a long while without winning now, so they've given her a spin, a trial, because you have to qualify over the distance to be.
Yeah.
And although the trial wasn't spectacular, I just feel that she can shave a few lengths off that, and that might be good enough.
OK, Ridgedale Benji for me. Good early, avoid trouble for me. I'm going to go with 6. Down the card, 5-2 twice, 7-2, 7, and 3. And Droopy's Lulu, Tony, they've come for this in a big way.
Yeah, even on the exchanges, she's holding up around 9-2 mark. But look, on all evidence, she needs to step up. But on what I've seen, she's got a bit more pace about her than her bare form might suggest, and Tom Lever's might be a shrewd move by stepping her up to 8 bends.
OK, the favourite in trap 1, 5-2, Racing Post Nat, joint favourite now, 1 and 2, 3-1, Ridgedale Benji. The money has come, the 6. The Rota's Wildcat has been impressive, winner at Toaster, so the family going so well. The litter, very good litter indeed.
Yeah, 29.07.
Thanks, Tony. 29.07. Over to Robin. 2 laps of the track.
.714 metres, 2 complete circuits of the track. Here at the traps. And away we go. One bloke well from 4, 6 leads the outside, 5, 2 and 3 on the run to the first bend, 5 and 6 and neck at the first couple of turns. 2's in behind it and 3, 4 out wide and 1. 5 just about the leader, Ballybeat Charlie, but upside Ridgedale Benji towards the outside, and behind them is Droopy's Lulu. They're clear of Tina's Lily behind that. 2's next, Ballyard Cuckoo, and the back marker is Cash and Zoda. They pass us with a lap to go onto the final lap. It's 5 leading from 6 with 3 in behind it and 4, 2's in behind it and 1. Down the back straight the final time. Ballybeat Charlie is the leader for Paul Thompson. Now Porterfield clear of 6 in second. 3's in behind it and 4, 2's the inside of 1. They're around the penultimate turns over. 5 is still going further clear of 6. Now 3 staying on in behind them. They're off the final bend though. 5 holding them off and 5 goes on to win. 6 second and 3 third.
Ballybeat Charlie for Paul Thompson makes almost every yard. 6 trapped OK, Tony, but just couldn't clear at the corner. Well done if you back Ballybeat Charlie.
Yeah, we saw the VT 6 showed early pace on the first circuit last weekend, and just as you say, 5 got up on the inside of 6 and showed plenty of determination in the process. 3, Droopy's Lulu hasn't been disgraced. There is a race in Droopy's Lulu. Whether it be over 714 metres is debatable, but yeah, no, as I say, 5 and 6 up front. I know it's over 714, but it just shows the best place to be at these tight venues is out in front here.
Yep, 5, 6 and 3 it was. Not really much change in the order, was there, throughout this E2. Then we will show you a replay of that 9:48 at Shorefield, where the winner was Honor Rasheen, wasn't it, in Trap 2. We'll show you that in a moment. Handicap action. This is Crayford, of course, where the 5 beat the 6 and the 3. Going back to the handicaps, Tony, token selection, and but managed to fluke a winner.
Them dice, told you, them dice work at times, mate.
I could do with it, yeah. Just go with the colour of my shirt, whatever shirt. I'll go with blue in the handicaps. But yeah, it was a decent performance though, and 2 turning handy, showing good pace down the far side. And we've got that replay for you coming up right now. There you are.
Come on then, take us through this win then, Ian.
Yeah, as I said, I read the race right, Tony, and no, to be fair, I just thought 2 and 3 might turn handy. 3 turns are okay and then gets outpaced. And he's beaten a long way again, Trap 3. But this was good pace to the bend, wasn't it, 2?
Yeah, no, two's clearly running well in success and defeat, and as you said in your commentary, surely the writing's on the wall, and 2's got up on the inside of 6 and straight out a win. 1 fiddled the first couple of bends and has stayed on okay to finish close up, but yeah, as I say, I know he's had his problems on and off the track 1, but yeah, no, your selections took his chance well.
On a Rasheen winning there. So we're back to more handicap action coming up at 10:03 at Shorefield. Crayford, the next race there is an interesting one, Tony. It's the hurdlers, where we'll show a VT when we get to that race, and there's 4 runners running against each other. They tend to beat each other, don't they, these dogs over the hurdles at Crayford?
A lot of the hurdlers do. They, on first name turns, take turns in beating one another. But yeah, I'm going to be with Friday Sean, but I think we're going to be seeing a VT dog, Ian.
Yeah, let's have a look then at the VT dog. This is a nice early look. Slip the Diva, we're looking at the 29th of April, beating On a Diamond here off scratch, 31.34 the winning time. You're looking at Trap 6, Tony. And again, as we keep reminding punters new to ground racing, it's the other way round, the handicap of Scotland.
Yeah, she held her position early. 4's challenged at halfway and managed to go on, and you would have thought, well, Slip the Diva's in trouble. But no, the 6-4 favourite, the punters that followed in must have known something, because, say, 4's gone 3 lengths clear, but Slip the Diva's like, well, I'm coming again, and exposed the stamina limitations of Trap 4 and won reasonably well in the end. But I'm going to be with Honor Pumba. As we've seen a few of this litter, Lemon Pumba, Lemon Velvet, only lightly raced and hasn't finished out the frame in those 6 outings. And yeah, I think the return to handicaps can see this fella maintain his decent spell.
I'm going to go with Slip the Diva. As you said, got outpaced and then came again. I wonder if handicaps can suit some dogs, can't they?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I think sometimes when you're constantly running handicaps, it can sour some dogs with me, because it's not a natural race. I mean, when you're a scratch runner, you're chasing the other dogs to get into the race. You're not seeing the hare. So
I was going to say, in some, where the stagger,
yeah, your natural,
they can't see the hare.
No, your natural instinct is to chase the dogs, so you're not sort of chasing the hare. So it can turn a few dogs a bit funny with me.
What's your thoughts on where they put puppies in handicaps, Tony? Do you think there's a reason, or
when you're attached to that track, you're told to have kennel strength and provide dogs. But a lot of these pups that run in the handicaps are sometimes off the front, and they're like September 15s, and all of a sudden they dot up. They absolutely don't see another rival because they're hard to get a handle on. And again, we touch it. These pups can find 3 or 4 lengths at any given moment, and you see a lot of them absolutely make a mockery of their handicap at times. So, yeah, I'm not crabbing handicaps as a betting me, because we're not used to them down this manner.
That's right.
They are a little bit alien. Had an email from Stuart Longdon, says, "Hi team, great to see Charlie Lister win another Scottish derby, and all the dogs seem to come home safe. On the subject of handicap numbers, my local tracks, Derby, Long Eaton, Hinckley, Chesterfield and Colville, all had Trap 1 as the scratch dog. Sad to say, all of these tracks have now closed. Great night, best wishes from Stuart." And some of them venues, when the scratch dog, it was the dog off front, it was like, well, this ain't coming back to them, is it?
We got a tweet here. thanks for this one. G. Gareth says, can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with Tony Bullen. Couldn't care less about surroundings. It's all about the racing. Exactly what you said, Tony, yourself.
Yeah, I mean, the sport is about the dogs, so you give the dogs the best running track, and then you build around it. If you build it, they will come. So if you've got the best running track in the country, like a Hackney, a Coventry, then build the facilities to suit around it. It's like having knowledge of greyhounds. You can't teach someone to know about greyhounds, like how they run. That's doing it. Whereas you can teach someone to write about greyhounds. You can't the other way, the flip side of the coin. So yeah, look, as I say, I've been to many tracks. All tracks have got. It's what you make it anyway. When you're out at a night of the dogs, it's what you make it.
Exactly. 1 and 6, 5 to 2 joint favourites here. You said you're with Honor Pumba, is that right, Tony? One of the
these litters look interesting. Lemon Pumba, Lemon Velvet. They've all sort of made some sort of an impression since arriving at Shawfield, and I just thought that Honor Pumba, whose sole success did come in a handicap, couldn't give these a start and a beating.
I'm going to go with Slip the Diva, who might kid them again, maybe get taken on, then come back. That's the way I saw this one. So 5 to 2 joints, 1 and 6. There's no moves or clues in the market here so far. Trap 6 has 7 wins in the Trap Challenge. Trap 2 making a move with 5 in behind. Still a few races to come, of course. We've got 3 from Shawfield, and we've also got... we've got 2 at Crayford. So still 5 races to go in the Trap Challenge. Trap 6 ahead by 2 with 7 wins.
So you've got 2 commentaries left from Bullen and 1 from Meaky.
OK, and all handicaps as well.
That's all right. No handicap for me, Ian, that's for sure. Hopefully I'm calling Honor Pumba home. But Slip the Diva, we saw how game she is. Don't be frightened if she's headed at halfway, because she's certainly game as they come. And also Track 4, we haven't really touched on Track 4, Ian. Only had 5 races, 1 success. Obviously the grader's taken action following that, because hasn't really troubled the judge, but anything is possible in these type of races.
OK, just a couple of minutes late now at Shawfield for this 10:03, approaching 10:05. It's going to be Tony with this call. Tony fancies the 1. On Betfair, you can see 1 is just a shade under 3 to 1, 5 to 2 joint favourite on track. Your totes at the bottom as well. Interesting tomorrow on the show. We'll remind you near towards the end of the show, but Phil, Dave and JK will be live from Angela Harrison's Kennels. JK will be live from Angela Harrison's Kennels. That'll be interesting. A report in from the kennels, so that'll be interesting with JK up there. Let's hope Droopy's Buick's OK. Tony, over to you for the 10:03.
Yeah, they're all loaded up. Starters checking him over. He's got a long way to walk, bless him. But he's waved that flag. He's happy with what he sees. Race 11 on a Pumba. Going to have to give him a start and a beating, and doesn't really produce any fireworks early. Let's see how they get on. And away they go, and 6 does manage to hold on to that lead, but overhauled quickly by 5. 1 in arrears, so it's 5 who's gone 2 lengths clear of Slip the Diva, who did come back in the VT. I'm not sure she might do so from this position, but it's 5 out in front from Lightfoot Carla, who's really eating up the ground, but 5 still 2 lengths clear. Is 2 going to switch on the inside or outside? She's going on the outside. Will that prove fruitful? But here comes 1 on a Pumba, also finishing with a flourish. 2 and 1 as they race towards the line. 1 just going to get there from 2.
Handicap King Tony.
See, we should have handicap. You've just found the previous handicap winner. Shelling peas, this handicap lot. I'm going to move to Shawfield, Ian.
There you are. I'll tell you what, it's some run though, isn't it, on a Pumba to get there?
It was. I mean, when 1 runs on the off of level, completely devoid of early pace, so you knew 1 wasn't going to be in shot early, but I did think 2 might have just got first run, and I think just undecided whether to challenge on the inside or outside at the 3rd bend, and that
might track craft from 1.
But yeah, good track craft from 1, finishing like a rocket.
OK, Friday Sean is favourite, 7-4 here. H1 coming up, as we said. They're on speaking terms with each other, these dogs. We'll show you a VT in a moment where 4 of the runners are involved in the VT. It's going back to the 22nd of April. The winner from 4 is Leica George. Second in trap 5 was Kakantu, a dog we know well. In 6 tonight, though, was in 5 on that occasion. 4th, trap 3, Mystical Jude, goes in 2 tonight. And 5th, trap 2, Copper Bob, who's in 1. Got that? Like a George, we'll show you in a moment after the parade. Down the card, 7-2, 5-2, 5-5, 7-4 and 5. Friday Sean was a good winner over 6 bends over the hurdles. Saw that race last week. And you don't get too many 6 bend hurdle races nowadays, Tony.
No, look, when he's fast, he's very fast, this Friday Sean, but I think we're going to be seeing Leica George.
We are. All those 4 runners, as I explained to you, Leica George the winner, though, in 4.
Yeah, his opening acceleration served him well, Leica George. He wins in his turn, and he's going to be looking to get competitive early in this particular contest. But as I say, Friday Sean, although he's probably his best efforts have come over 5:40, he has got a 23:57 on the 24th of March when timing the start to perfection. And I just felt that if he did come away on level terms, I think you could see another fast run in the offing. Copper Bob, he has his moments, a little bit inconsistent. If he held up Mystical Jude, then that would certainly help 5's cause. And Kakantu, he's competed at the highest level, Springbok finalist last year, won a minor event. I think it was one of them events where he landed on the dog, like the dog landed on him. Was it Razzle Dazzle Radio?
I think it was, yeah.
It was one of them weird hurdle races, but look, he's still going strong. I had his 100th race at Hove last time out, but 5's very fast. When he gets it right, he's very good, but he doesn't always get it right out the boxes.
I'm going to go with 5, and Tony, just to confirm, you're with?
I'm with 5.
We're with 5 as well. We're both with 5. OK, there. I'll go in the boxes in a moment. Mark EFC 2016's been on. Comes on a lot. He's like Tony. He'll watch racing anywhere. Sport won't survive long in this day with third world facilities, saying that they need to improve. Point taken.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, there's always room for improvement in any aspect of life or sport. So
7-4 then. Trap 5 favourite. Myself and Tony with. Good luck with your bets. 4 beat 1, 2 and 6 last week, as we showed you in the VT. Trap 6, 2 ahead in the Trap Challenge from 2. They're all in. H1 top grade hurdle action. Timber toppers with your caller, Robin Carter.
Starter gives the all clear. Head on the move. Now put your traps of race 11. Get rid of Chio selections. Here are the traps. Break away from the trap. 1 broke well and 5 and 6 out wide. 4, 2, 3 in between, and round the first bend we go. 2 just about leads a bit of bumping and barging towards the back of the field, but it's Mystical Jude that's out in front at the moment. There with 1 in second is Copper Bob. They're clear of Winmore Dasher in third. Friday Sean is towards the outside. They're clear of 4 and 6 as they head round to the final bend. 1 to jump for victory. It's Mystical Jude that's out in front. Goes through the last hurdle but wins 1 second and 3 third.
2-1-3 reversal of form, Tony. Friday Sean just couldn't clear at the bend.
No, he trapped on terms Friday Sean, but he just lacks a vital yard of early, and sometimes these dogs that do trap better than they normally do can just find themselves in a bit of trouble. But no, Mystical Jude he's made an impact of his own on home soil. Big jump there, just managed to get past 1, and he's brave at the bend. If anything, he just looked like he might have brushed the rail, but he stayed up strong. 33 kilo frame, held him well. Clean round the jump in and seen him home thereafter, Ian.
Yep, good jumping out in front. Maybe just not foot perfect or paw perfect at the final hurdle, but up and over, did it well.
And yeah, Friday Sean, see the shorter run to the turn over the 540. Ooh, when he breaks like that, he manages to hold it, and that's why he wins by wide margins when he gets on the bunny over 540.
2, 1, 3. OK, we've got the replay coming up for the 10.03, and Tony will talk us through this one when we get it, Tony, because tipped the winner here. It was a good run, though, wasn't it, by the one dog?
Oh, it was a good run, and an even better commentary, Ian. I mean, like, one wasn't in shot, but the commentators, I just spotted him sneaking in. But no, in fairness, 6 was overhauled very quickly. I know we saw on the VT 6 came again, but 6 was absolutely shot to bits on this occasion. But look at 1, toiling, languishing in arrears, as I often say. But I did feel 2 had secured first run, but you just thought here, I was like inside, outside. Now, where are you going to go to with your challenge? And 2 decided to go outside, and might have cost a neck in running. But look at 1, really flying in the latter stages, and that powerful surge up the home straight proved decisive in the end.
Yep, there you are, and winning tip from Tony as well. Got up in the shadows of the post, as they say. OK, and we've got a couple more handicaps to come, one more from Crayford, and we're going for a break.
Very pleased to say I'm here with Graham Rankin. Unusually for him, in the sand. You used to be a pro golfer.
Yes, I did, but that was a wee while back. So, no, I'm enjoying myself with the dogs now, and I play a wee bit of golf in between it. So.
Excellent. Now, penultimate race, you got one too quick to lose.
Yes, she's been a funny bitch. We got her maybe a couple of months ago, and she's just taken a wee bit of time to settle in. But she's won a few races before she came here, so we've been quite happy with her.
Should be a fair price tonight. Should people get involved?
Well, I think 6 in the race has got a wee chance. If she comes out of the boxes, but she's not a great trapper, she would have a chance. But we'll just need to wait and see.
Graham, and this is a lickety-split interview. You're very busy, but thanks for talking to us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well done, Jason. Try saying that lickety-split later after a few pints. Tell you what, good job he didn't have a few before. Right, Tony. 1-1 in the handicap match between yourself and you. Let's have a look. Honor Panther is 9-4 favourite in trap 1, but who'd you like?
I'm with Honor Panther, the little brother of the previous winner that we just seen, and been nibbled at on course. Obviously, going to have to do things the hard way, but I feel this one will show a little bit more urgency than his little mate, and hopefully can sustain that decent run. Yet to finish out the frame. So, continue the decent work.
Honor Panther. OK, I'm going to go with Bay City Jacob in trap 2. I thought 6 could set it up for 2. So I'm going to go with...
I thought you'd have gone before Bistow Lee, seeing as you're different gravy at these handicaps here.
Dear, oh dear. I like it, though. I'll use that. Yeah, I thought 6 is going to set it up for a finisher, Bay City Jacob, in 2. Now, trap 1, there's money, Tony, for your selection here. 2-1 from 5-2. 5-2, trap 3, 4-2, 4-5, 4-6, and the outsider is Bistow Lee at 5-1.
Yeah, money's also come for Moorfoot Rainey, Ian. And I think we're going to be seeing Moorfoot Rainey.
We certainly are. Going back to the 22nd of April and finishing second behind Joyford Castle, who's on scratch on this occasion, receiving 5 metres, and you're looking at trap 4.
Yeah, she clocks up the miles, this bitch, but clearly thrives on her racing, Ian, and this was another creditable effort in defeat from Moorfoot Rainey. Just running, challenging 6 there. Is she going to get the gap at the third bend? Not quite. All of a sudden the door opens and you think, well, take advantage of it, but all of a sudden another dog comes on the outside and just manages to get the verdict. But she looks like she's going to put herself into contention at some stage of proceedings. But I just like the look of 1. Lightly raced, tight, as the handicapper grader. Got the measure of Honor Panther. I'm not so sure, and I just think that Honor Panther can give these a start and a beating.
OK, here we are then for the 10.18 penultimate race from Shawfield. We've got one more to come from Crayford, the 10.26, and Shawfield doing pretty well. They're catching up, only a minute behind post time now. Just going to be a couple of minutes late maybe for the 10.18.
It's still 2-1 trap 1 on a Panther, 5-2 from 3-1 Moorfoot Rainey. Does the exchanges reflect that? Yeah, pretty similar. 5-2, just shy of 5-2 on a Panther, and just shy of 3-1 trap 3. So 1 and 3 are sort of holding their own on the Betfair exchanges here.
OK, the runners going towards the traps. Favourite, well-backed trap 1 here on a Panther. 3 wins in 6 starts. March 15, son of Lemon Pumba, Lemon Velvet, this litter. Trap 2's only 1 behind 6 in the trap challenge now, with 3 races to go. Hotting up. It's between 2 and 6. 6 just leading at the moment. Down the card, 2 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 2, 3, 4, 4. Favourite in red, which means a scratch dog. Here, 6 will go off the front. Receiving 12, receiving 7 trap 5, receiving 5 trap 4, receiving 5 trap 3, receiving 3 trap 2. Scratch dog in 1. Tony's in 1, I'm with 2. Best of luck with your bets, they're all in. Flag is waved. Handicap action over 480 metres. Bunny on its way then. Traps open. Quickly into stride 6, trying to put some distance between himself and the runners in behind, and leads around the second turn by about 4 lengths. Cool Boy Lad then leading. 5 too quick to lose is also there. 4 making progress. That's Bisto Lee. 3 also there. Morefoot Rainey, the VT dog, come with a run, and also 1 the scratch dog in a position off the final turn. It's 3 coming to join the leaders. Morefoot Rainey going on up towards the line, and 3 pouring it on in front will draw clear. 3 and a picture. Fancy 3, 5, 6. First look, but we'll wait to confirm. 1 for the VT, Morefoot Rainey, as we saw in the VT, Tony, and did it well, really.
Well, it's been perfect weather at Shawfield tonight, but the Rainey's come in the end here, and that's for sure. As I say, yeah, model of consistency, Morefoot Rainey, and ran a blinder.
20 wins in 94 as well. Decent strike rate.
Yeah, real money spinner. She clearly thrives on a busy campaign. I mean, they don't rest her on her laurels. Connections, and yeah, she's ground out this win well.
Here we are around the final 2 bends. 3 come with a run. The scratch dog trying to get involved as well, and they were all within about 3 or 4 lengths off the final turn, but it was 3 proving stronger. 3, 5, 6 I fancied first look. We'll have another look, and it was 3 tight for the places. 3 drawing clear in the end.
In fairness, I know trap 2's Bay City Jacob, but he has run a cracker Ian too.
Very good. I like it, Jacob's cracker. See what he's done.
But he's run well there too.
As and I think 3, 5 and very close. For third, OK, we're off to Crayford. It's the finale there. S2 the grade, Tony, for this 10.26. What did you make of it?
Very difficult. That's what I made of it. I was going to be with Tina's Paddy, who's returned in reasonable form following an absence. Malteser Man and Yahoo Victor, reasonable types at Crayford, so no disgrace. Should come on a bundle following those outings. The main problem is just looking after himself in the early stages. He got no run whatsoever last time out, and so you're going to have to rise it up. But if he does hold his position, he's certainly not going to be too far away at the business end, and I just felt that he looked the answer to a real tricky finale.
Yeah, it's a tricky one to finish with. I'm in agreement with you. The favourite is Slane and Suin on the inside, 2 to 1. Big Drifter is Crossfield champ. You can see on Betfair 10 to 1 and out to 8 to 1 from 5s at the track. Really tricky. Mystical Kim had a decent trial, 34.07. And looking back in the form, going back to October, beat Yahoo Victor in a 2-dog trial at Hove, 30.05. Interesting coming back after a bit of a layoff, 10th of March, the last race, and that was at Romford, where missed the break, forced to check 5. Doesn't come away though, 4 for me. Really,
Probably some sort of runner though.
I mean, the trial, 12.95 as well. Going to have a chance to maybe lead up. I'm going to go with 4. I'll take a chance with 4. Originally liked maybe 5. I'd put in maybe full cast, tri-cast. Tony doesn't.
Yeah, I think he's got his own ideas about. He's hard to catch right 5, but again, he's one that could boost full cast and tri-cast. But yeah, Tina's Paddy, look, it's got the form. in the book. Should strip a lot fitter. Even got a bit of hurdles form as well, Tina's Paddy. So I think if he can just hold his position, he's certainly going to be thereabouts.
Okay, 2, 3, 3, 7 to 2, 6 and 8 down the card. And a fantastic night of action at both tracks, but especially the race sponsored by Rpgtv, the three finals actually sponsored by the show, but Scottish Derby. Great win for Dorota's Woohoo. Win number 7 for Charlie. 7 English Derby wins, or just Derby wins we call it. 7 Scottish wins now as well. 7 wins for Trap 6, 6 for Trap 2. This is the lucky last at Crayford. We've got one more to come from Shawfield, where, just a reminder, coloured pink is a reserve. Will go off scratch, Trap 6. Here we are at Crayford for the final time this evening. Rocking Robin Carter will call them home.
Starter gives the all clear. Here's on the move. And approaching straps for the finale. And off we go. 5 broke well from 6. It's 1, 2, 3 and 4 towards the inside. Around the first bend we go. Burn Park Marco is the clear leader with 1 in chase and second Sally and Sulia. And in behind that is Mythical Kim, though. They're clear 3 and behind that Tina's Paddy. 6 out wide is Crossfield Champ. A lap to go. It's 5 that's out in front of the Moma, though. We're gaining ground towards the inside. Is 1 coming to challenge. 3's in behind that and 4. They're clear of the others as they head down towards the penultimate turns. Burn Park Marco is the leader from Mark Fennick, though. 3 sneaking up the inside and staying on. It's 4 in behind that. They're off to final bend, though. 5 goes further clear to win. 5 wins the lucky last. Close for places.
Well, we mentioned Burn Park Marco, Tony, as a full-cast, tri-cast alternative. Well, how has Burn Park Marco led?
I mean, look, he leads once every pancake day, but it was one of those races. In fact, he's the type of dog to back when he's sent off such a price. But once he's led and they've got all crowding in behind, he's got no option but to go on and win well, Ian.
Well, you can see out in front, and you're on good terms with yourself. If you were Burn Park Marco, very, very impressive. Once leading, was never really going to be caught. We've got 1 race to come from Shawfield, a handicap, and 1 more chance to bag a winner. Don't forget, Monday, whatever you were doing, cancel it, unless you were going to watch Rpgtv, because it's our first Monday, and we have Harlow and Doncaster. So whatever else you were doing, cancel it, unless it was watching the show. Brilliant card as well, open races on the show. 3 and 4 it would appear, 5, 3 and 4. OK, we've got 1 more race from Shawfield, but first of all, we've got a break.
We're here in the hub for the last race, and Daniel Rankin's here. First of all, before we talk about what you do before a race, talk about tonight. What a night.
It's been a great night, a good atmosphere, a good crowd, and good quality racing as well, and a good derby final as well.
Now, people often look up here, they look at the box, they think you're sitting here counting all the cash that you inevitably earn. But tell us what actually goes on before a race, because it is serious business.
If anybody thinks I spend all my time counting cash, obviously don't know Billy King.
But yeah, you're keeping an eye on everything. There's a couple of people in here with you.
There's 3. There's me and Dean and Hughie, the hair driver, who's been here since 1960.
And journalistic licence there, I'd say, Jason. Journalistic licence.
Oh, Jake.
65 I'm going for.
JK's here, by the way. But JK, your final thoughts on tonight?
Well, the thing, every year we come to Shawfield and you want to see all the time that the track is still thriving. Once a year, you get the best dogs in the country come up here. And the thing is, the whole lot of people up here love to see it. I've been coming here, Jason, for more years than I care to remember.
And Daniel, thanks very much, JK. Tell us what's happening now. Is there much you do before the actual race goes off, or does it all kick off when the traps open, as it were?
Usually I just sit and stare out the window into space and hope some catches my eye. But apart from that, just setting the photo finish up and make sure the dogs are off the right handicap marks, and everything else is ready to go for the race.
Daniel, it's been a wonderful, wonderful few weeks here at Shawfield. We do thank you very much, and you've given us a present, a wonderful, wonderful present. And look at this, I don't know how this will work, but can you tell who that is in that picture? It was a few years back. Good night from Shawfield.
A few years back? A few? JK.
It just goes to, and the problem, you know, like the tide's out. Well, that's what, unfortunately, what's happened to JK's hair. It's not sort of ever returned. It just receded and receded, Ian.
Dear, oh dear, look at that. There's a young JK.
And that's a good way to get the dog to sit down.
That's unusual.
Looks more like an ornament than a greyhound, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Oh dear.
That's the dog, not JK.
Yeah.
He wouldn't fit on my
mantelpiece.
He wouldn't fit on my mantelpiece, I'll tell you that.
You wouldn't want to put him in the fireplace, would you? Like
well, I don't know.
You wouldn't. OK, right. The final race, Tony. We're one apiece in the handicaps. Go on then, what's going to win?
Well, we've got a reserve here, coloured pink, who will be coming out of trap 3 on the outside of trap 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't
Scratch
be confused when you see trap 6 nearer last than first. But I have got a couple of lines of form. Last time out in A2 grade off a level, finished 5th behind Old Reekie. That Old Reekie form's been prominent. But prior to that, been running particularly well in success and defeat in handicaps. Used to be based at Newcastle, was A5, A6 at Newcastle last year, so got every chance. We'll be finishing well. I'm going to be with the reserve. In fact, Ian, I think the reserve can come in and land the spoils.
Right, you're with the reserve. I'm going to go with provoking.
I've had a lot of provoking tonight. Maybe I should have gone with that.
Yeah, I'm going to go with provoking. So you got 2 for me. Tony's with the reserve. Looks at the form, the A2 form. Behind Old Reekie looks decent in Tony's opinion. So, been a great night. Always good at Shawfield. As we touched on, Tony, decent racing Monday. The first Monday show ever on the 8th of May, and it's going to be Harlow Doncaster. Doncaster got 8 opens.
There's 8 opens, yeah, 8 opens at Doncaster. Charlie Lister will have a couple of short price runners on the card. Stay Lucky, the Rotus Hooligan, and there's also 3 opens at Harlow.
Great
a few Intertracks versus Toaster. I think Gene Lyles supplies all 9 of Toaster's runners, so there'll probably be a few emails going, oh, these trainers shouldn't have 3 in a race, but that's how it's worked out.
Any A8s?
Yeah, there's a few. I've even got a runner in the 10.03, so I'll be stuck there all night.
And what do you think?
Yeah, she's got a chance. She made a winning debut last weekend. She's got more on her plate, but I think there's a bomb in her, so I think she'll go.
The punters need a name, Tony.
I won't be backing her. Linda Nelly, she's called, but I won't be backing her.
OK, Tony, it's over to you. Remember, 1 and 6 are the scratch dogs.
Yeah, big money for coloured pink. Punters have steamed in. The getting out stakes, the 10.35. We've got these handicaps sussed. Let's see if we can go out on a winner. And away they go. And 5 and 4. 4 just showing the best early. Hey, Buddy, going to take them along early from 6 who is in arrears. Don't be surprised, that is the scratch runner. But 4, 3 lengths clear from 5, 1, 3, 2 and 6 still hasn't made a move from the back. 4 still got them shot to bits, 2 or 3 lengths clear from 1 who's now motoring. 5, 2, no move from 6, but surely the writing's on the wall as the scratch runner Jakenda looms large. Coloured pink is flying up between rivals, but Jakenda just holds coloured pink in a thrilling finale.
Certainly was, and Jakenda just holding off coloured pink. Your selection, Tony, a bit unlucky. Getting there late and fast, but Jakenda, to be fair, just got first run.
Yeah, Hey Buddy showed that customary early pace to take them along, but is vulnerable to a stronger running type, and it was Jakenda, the original scratch runner, that managed to get first crack at the leader. 6, coloured pink, no real serious move at this stage, Ian.
No, still behind, and then off the final couple of bends, 6. Really flying late and fast. But it was Jakenda holding off the attentions of 6. And close third, I think it was, in the end. We'll have a look on the replay around this turn. I'll tell you what, Tony, 1 apiece in the handicaps. if there was another 40 handicap races, we'd still be one apiece, I think.
Yeah, I'd be coining it in if handicaps were continuing. I did have an email come in earlier.
Yep, just it's 1, 4, and then back in third, I think, was 6 on the outside. Right, OK, we've got an email. Tony was just going to tell us about that.
Yeah, it's came in earlier from Kevin Parisi. Says, good evening all. Firstly, I would like to wish everyone the very best of luck tonight in the Rpgtv Scottish Derby, especially as Yuri Genesis, owned by my friend Andy Parisi. Best of luck and happy birthday, mate. Also, I would like to congratulate Linda Bonner, who is a fantastic ambassador for greyhound racing worldwide after receiving her fantastic OBE with her father from Queen Elizabeth yesterday for services to venomous thromboembolism, sorry if I didn't pronounce that right, more commonly known as blood clots in the vein. Well done, Linda and team. We are also proud of you and thank you for everything that you do. Best wishes, greyhound racers. Fantastic achievement.
Oh, thanks for that email. Brilliant stuff. Now, final break, and we'll look back at the Scottish Derby final. Of course, what a race it was. Welcome back to the final part of the show. Hope you've had a profitable evening. Let's have a look at the last result. We got 1 beating 6, and it was 4 back in third. Trap Challenge was a win by just 1 in the end. Trap 6, 7 wins. Trap 2 had 6 wins. Now, you can just... we'll clear that up. It was thromboembolism, great work done by Linda.
I was going to repronounce that, Ian. I've had electrocution lessons behind the scenes. They've made me pronounce it thromboembolism.
I thought you were talking about that drink on Bongo. They drink it in the Congo and all that. Right, let's have a look back, shall we then? We're going to have a look at the Scottish Derby final. What a win it was, Tony. I mean, as we said, off the second bend here, it was 2 and 3. The outsiders showing really good pace. And then off the second turn, 6 turned handy. Yeah,
I must admit, I didn't envisage Droopy's Buick turning last of the 6 runners, but he's shown nice middle gears to get into 4th. But Droopy, Dorota's woohoo, what a prospect he is. He looked a nice prospect in the Puppy Derby when he chased home Forest Con. And the world is at his feet, this dog. He's far from the finished article. Connections will be dreaming that he takes the Toaster, but obviously we'll see how that pans out, because he's a wide runner.
Yeah, Ian touched on that, Ian Sutherland, didn't he? That, you know, we'd see what happens. And he hasn't been there, I don't think, as well. So.
The whole litter are very special, and if he doesn't take to Toaster, there's other avenues for him, that's for sure. It might not be the only classic Category 1 final you see him in. Yep,
certainly. OK, just a couple of minutes to the end of the programme, so we'll look at tomorrow's headlines with Tony today in the Racing Post.
Yeah, Cronin Ace come to pass Jim Crack test. He set the standard in the heats last weekend and looks like he could probably book his place in the final. There's 3 semi-finals on the bags. There's 2 competitions running alongside a stayers and a sprint event, so it looks a decent supporting card. There's Jonathan Kay's flying 4 selections at the side there. Bluebird, bubbly Bluebird, back on the Derby trail after a blistering sprint at Toaster this morning. April award for 3 Steps Gem Sapphire. Also brilliant piece here, obviously Ben Keefe sponsoring the Derby, and Phil Donaldson with a nice article there on Ben Keefe sponsoring, who stepped up to the plate to sponsor. There's also your betting now from Kinsley outright. News from Ireland about Droopy Smasher, Paul Hennessy, and Bay looks at Biff Banker. Martin White's at Vassal Bay, and a few track draws there, so plenty to read.
OK, let's have a look then. Tomorrow's show, the Flying 4, will be at Henlow, of course. 8:15 an open over 428. 8:30 460 open, 8:46 460 open, 9:15 Henlow, 5:50 open. All the form there on groundbetracingpost.com. Tony, decent card at Henlow, because you do the opens, of course.
Yeah, it's not too bad. There's a few short price ones, obviously, as usual, but yeah, some competitive racing. I must read out one more email quickly. The Smurfs has been on. He says, well done to Connections of Woohoo. Great winner. We are delighted with Cooler Vanny Mason, our anti-post pick collecting on the each way. Can Tony give Popo a wave? Well done with you each way.
Yeah, well done. Excellent stuff. Right, Phil and Dave tomorrow. JK will be at Angela Harrison's kennel, so there'll be a report from the kennels there. Hope you've enjoyed the action tonight. It's always good at Shawfield. From us in the studio, a very, very good night.
Bet365.com, Betfair, Betfred, Coral, Ladbrokes, Totepool, Unibet and William Hill.